We're here at PGE Park in Portland, Oregon, where more than 17,000 people have settled in for the AAA All-Star Game. The stars have come out tonight in Portland. The best players from the 30 teams of the International League and the Pacific Coast League will strut their stuff, and they know that the baseball world is watching. So sit back and enjoy Major League Baseball stars of tomorrow. It's the AAA All-Star Game. Cricket Wireless presents the 22nd annual AAA All-Star Game. It is a spectacular summer's day here in the Northwest, PGE Park in Portland, Oregon, where the International League takes on the Pacific Coast League. And hi, everybody. I'm Rich Burke, along with former Major Leaguer Eric Young, former Big League All-Star. Fans excited to catch a glimpse of Major League Baseball's future.
I tell you, the anticipation is definitely in the air. People are anxious to see what type of players will be the next stars in the major leagues.
Now, one of those guys, he will lead off for the International League. Yankees prospect Austin Jackson.
I mean, we talk about the #1 prospect right here in Austin Jackson, who has great instincts out there in the outfield, who could definitely be a big-time center fielder in New York soon, one day.
Now, another guy will play shortstop for the Pacific Coast League, Alcides Escobar, the Nashville Sounds. They are awaiting his arrival in Milwaukee.
They definitely are. You talk about Mr. Excitement. This guy can actually do it all. Probably got the best hands in the minor leagues defensively and has been a consistent performer with the bat each and every level he's gone in their organization. He's definitely the future of the Milwaukee Brewers.
Now, when we come back, we will be talking about Eric Young Jr., who will be leading off for the Pacific Coast League. That's my broadcast partner's son.
What you want, baby, I got it.
And what you need, and you know I got it. All I'm asking for is a little respect.
Cricket Wireless gives everybody's wallet respect.
Ooh, your kisses, sweeter than honey.
Because Cricket found the way to give unlimited talk, text, pics, and mobile web, plus our nationwide coverage for only $45 a month. With no contracts to sign or overages, it's America's most affordable 3G network. Just call 1-800-353-8486. Click on mycricket.com or get into a Cricket store. Come in now and get new web-capable phones starting at just $49.99. Now that's...
R-E-S-P-E-C-T. Take care of TC.
Get all this for just $45 a month. So call 1-800-353-8486. Click or come in today. Get respect for your wallet. Cricket.
Home is a stubborn optimist. Home sees light at the end of the hallway. Home knows the importance of responsible lending. We do too. Because it's time for something simpler, something clearer, something that helps you be a successful homeowner. Feeling confident that you've chosen the home loan that's right for you. Starting now, Home has a new address.
Planning a trip? Make it the Lehigh Valley. It fits your budget with a wide range of affordable travel packages. It fits your interests with festivals, outdoor recreation, family attractions, and seasonal activities. And it fits your travel time. We're located an hour north of Philadelphia and less than 2 hours west of New York City. Call or visit us online today to request a free Lehigh Valley map and guide brochure. Lehigh Valley, Pennsylvania. It just fits.
ESPN's presentation of the AAA All-Star Game, brought to you by Cricket Wireless, America's most affordable 3G network and the pioneer of unlimited talk and text. By Bank of America. By PGE, powering Oregon with wind, solar, and electric vehicles. And by MLB.com. Visit MLB.com for baseball news, stats, and scores. MLB.com, where baseball is always on. And back at PGE Park, you know, tonight's game in one sense is about family. Let's go downstairs to John Manuel, the editor-in-chief of Baseball America, the third member of our broadcast crew tonight.
Rich, we got a real special event tonight where we have the son of Eric Young Sr. sitting next to you, Eric Young Jr. leading off for the Pacific Coast League tonight. And I talked to a scout before the game tonight, and he said, really, when he looks at EY Jr., he sees EY Sr. in a lot of ways. Eric Young Jr. switch hits, however, has a lot of his dad's speed, ignitability, the ability to hit at the top of the lineup, get on base. That's why he's leading the Pacific Coast League and all the minor leagues in runs scored and stolen bases this year. So we're going to see him right off the bat for the PCL, right here from the PCL dugout.
Okay, thanks a lot, John. John will be all over beautiful PGE Park tonight, bringing us unique features of the park and the stories of the game. The International League starting lineup: Austin Jackson, the top prospect in the Yankees chain, will lead it off. Then Drew Stubbs will play right. He's in the Reds organization. The veteran Andy Tracy is the DH. Shelley Duncan, longtime bopper in the Yankees chain, will be in left. Barbaro Canizares will play first base, made his big league debut with the Braves last month. Mike Cervenak, a 32-year-old, will play third base. Seth Bynum, trying to make a name for himself in the Nationals organization, will play second. Eric Kratz will catch. He plays for the Pirates AAA affiliate. And then one of the top prospects in the Rays chain, shortstop Reed Brignac, will bat ninth. Starting pitcher for the Pacific Coast League is right-hander Bud Norris. Not a particularly big guy, but he's young, he's 24, and he throws hard.
He definitely does, and he commands both sides of the plate. The Astros are very high on him, and talking to pitching coach from AAA, Bert Hooten, this guy has a lot of fire in him, and expect to see some tonight in every type of competition.
It was a great moment before the game. I got goosebumps. Father and son got a chance to get together, EY Sr. and Jr. I love that. Now, did you teach him that handshake? Or did he teach you?
That was taught when he was about maybe 3 or 4 years old, and we've always done that, especially when we greet each other and when we're about to leave each other. So that's been with us for many years.
You were a Portland Beaver here in 2005, and I can remember getting to know you, and then when I saw him, I thought, this guy is exactly like his dad.
Well, of course, all dads want to say that your kid is exactly like you, but there's a lot of similarities, but there's also some differences. And, you know, the thing I love about my son is the fact that he has a lot of passion about the game and want to make his own identity in the game, as well as be proud of the fact that his daddy did play.
Eric Young Jr. will be leading off in the bottom of the first inning for the Pacific Coast League. In the meantime, Bud Norris will go to work against Austin Jackson to start matters off here. This is the 22nd AAA All-Star game. This is the 12th year they have played it as the International League against the Pacific Coast League. Prior to that, they did American League affiliates against National League affiliates. And unlike the Major League All-Star game, there hasn't been the dominance of one league over the other. In the 11 times the two leagues have squared off, the Pacific Coast League has a 6-5 advantage. Bud Norris, fastball, slider, circle change, and we're underway tonight here at PGE Park. Austin Jackson was an 8th rounder out of Denton High School in Ryan, Texas, but he has quickly worked his way up and now regarded as maybe the top prospect in the Yankees chain. Definitely, without a doubt, this guy has 5 tools, meaning he can do everything out there on the playing field. The one concern will be, will he be able to handle the New York pressure, as well as a hitter, be able to handle that inside fastball? And the big question for him also is, where are they going to put him? You know, Brett Gardner having a solid first full season in center field for the Yankees. Johnny Damon, Nick Swisher, Melky Cabrera get starts at all 3 outfield spots. Anytime you have a phenom, you'll find a place for him if he can definitely hit out there in the field. So I'm sure they'll make room for him eventually when that time comes. Now you can see Jackson strikes out against the hard slider from Bud Norris, and that is a mean pitch right there. Well, he starts you off with the fastball in and out real hard. Then he gets you thinking fastball and throws that hard slider away from you. Here's Drew Stubbs, one of the prospects out of the Reds organization, first-round pick in 2006. And another guy who's hoping to get a shot to go up to the big leagues. And you would think that that chance might be growing with the injury this past weekend to Jay Bruce. Broke his wrist diving for a ball.
Definitely the opportunity is there. However, there's things that Drew, in talking to the Reds organization, needs to work on a little bit more. They want him to get stronger as a hitter. Of course, he got tremendous speed and plays the outfield very well.
You see that four-seam fastball from Norris. 85% of the fastballs he throws are four-seamers.
Well, and you know, in this game, this type of game, you want to attack a pitcher's fastball. You don't want to wait around for the cutter, the slider, or any other off-speed pitch they may have. You want to attack the fastball because that might be the only fastball you see tonight.
In one sense, when you're playing in a game like this, you don't want to work the count so much because you're only going to face that pitcher once. It's like facing a closer every inning.
Look, if I'm going up there, I'm looking for that first pitch fastball and attack.
Bud Norris, by the way, leads the Pacific Coast League in ERA 2.45. And he has 107 strikeouts. That's tops in the PCL, among the league leaders in innings pitched and walks. And like a lot of power pitchers, a lot of strikeouts, probably a few more walks than he wants, but it's nothing too bad. And Brendan Caton of the Nashville Sounds puts it away. There are 2 down. Here's how the Pacific Coast League stacks up defensively. They have Matt Miller of the Colorado Springs Sky Sox in left. Terry Evans of the Salt Lake Bees in center. Brendan Caton of Nashville in right. Randy Ruiz of Vegas at first. Eric Young Jr. of Colorado Springs at second. And Alcides Escobar of Nashville at short. Esteban Herman from Oklahoma City at third. Chris Robinson of the Iowa Cubs back at the plate. And Bud Norris, 24 years old. And he was excited to learn that the AAA All-Star game would be here in Portland because, although he's not from this area, he played summer ball here. And Norris was a teammate locally in a College Wood Bat League of Tommy Hanson of the Braves.
What a tremendous feeling right there. It's almost you're coming back home.
We have played half an inning in the 22nd AAA All-Star game. The IL nothing, the PCL coming up.
The elements, the pressure, the history, the birthplace of the game. With the sport's oldest major on the line, back-to-back champ Padraig Harrington sets his sights on another title, while Tiger Woods attempts to bring home his 4th claret jug. 3rd and final rounds of the Open Championship, Saturday and Sunday on ABC.
The inventory closeout is going on now at Lou Jack Hyundai. A huge shipment of summer inventory is on the way. We must sell new Hyundais to make room through Monday. 09 Accents, the perfect way to upgrade your clunker, just $99.95 or $99 a month. Elantras, $13,995 or $169 a month. Sonatas, $16,495 or $209 a month. Click LouJack.com now for closeout prices on new Hyundais.
Lou Jack's has it and we have it for less.
Join the fun in downtown Davenport on 2nd Street at the Davenport One Street Fest during Bix Weekend, July 24th and 25th. Enjoy festival food, live music, crafts, family activities, and more. Come for lunch, stay for dinner. Meet your friends and family during the Quad City's biggest homecoming party, Bix Weekend at the Davenport One Street Fest in downtown Davenport. Visit downtowndavenport.com for details. Brought to you by Davenport One and these great local sponsors.
And welcome back to ESPN's coverage of the 22nd annual AAA All-Star Game here at PGE Park in Portland, Oregon. Let's have a look at the Pacific Coast League starting lineup sent out by manager Randy Reddy. The IL went 1-2-3 in the top half of the first inning. And for the PCL, Eric Young Jr. will lead matters off. He leads all of professional baseball in stolen bases. Alcides Escobar, fine shortstop, will bat second. And then the former Cub, Matt Merton, is the DH. Randy Ruiz leads all of pro ball in doubles with 36. He's the first baseman. Terry Evans in center. Matt Miller in left. Chris Robinson will catch. Brendan Caton of the Nashville Sounds in right. Esteban Herman, the veteran, the former Royal, will bat ninth and play third base. And there he is, Eric Young Jr., just a carbon copy my broadcast partner. And then you can see Justin Lear, 31 years old, began the year with Lehigh Valley in the Phillies chain, then got traded for cash in late May, and he has 3 more wins than any other pitcher in this game. A chance at short for Reed Brignac, and he throws E.Y. Jr. out.
That's a great play up the middle. Ground ball. Was able to get to it and release it. That was the key point right there, releasing that ball as quickly as possible. Going to his left, knowing he got a speedster, don't have much time, get it and go. Outstanding job by Reed, who has a little bit of Major League Baseball experience.
Reed Brignac out of Santa Monica, Louisiana, and got a chance in the big leagues a little bit earlier this year. His second go-around, he was called up in late May when Jason Bartlett was on the DL with a left ankle sprain. Here's Alcides Escobar. Signed out of Venezuela back in 2003 for the relatively scant sum of $33,000. Justin Lear, meanwhile, making his second start in the AAA All-Star game. He started this game a couple of years ago while with Tacoma, and gave up a couple of first-inning home runs. Ended up with 3 hits and 4 runs all earned in that 1 inning. And already off to a better start. 1 out and a 1-2 count on Alcides Escobar.
When you look at Justin's record, 11-3 and 3.51, you know there's situations where you might have a bad outing, but he's the type of pitcher with that experience, knows he can pitch at a lot of jams and not worry about giving up so many runs.
And you can see from here, I can just feel the Brewers organization cringing as Escobar fouls one off his own front leg. Some hitters are more prone to that than others. And a chance out at second for Seth Bynum, and the Syracuse Chiefs infielder throws out Alcides Escobar. They're 2 down. Let's have a look at the International League and how they stack up with the Leather. 2 Yankee prospects in the outfield. Shelley Duncan and Austin Jackson in left and center. Drew Stubbs in right. Barbaro Canizares at first. Seth Bynum at second. Reed Brignac, we've already seen him. He's at short. Mike Cervenak at third. Back of the plate is Eric Kratz. And on the mound, right-hander Justin Lear. You can see Lear gripping that ball in the splitter grip. It's a lot easier for pitchers to move away from that grip than to it while still being deceptive.
Exactly. There's a lot of people, a lot of players on the opposing team are constantly looking at their pitchers, see if he gets some tendencies of when he's going to throw it or not. And it's hard to tell. You got to stay consistent.
I think he came with it right there. Matt Merton, the former Cub, and he's put together a solid season with Colorado Springs. Merton went from the Red Sox to the Cubs along with Nomar back in the July 31, 2004 trade.
This is a guy right here. You really don't know if he's a starter or 4th or 5th outfielder in the major leagues. With the Rockies loaded with outfielders, you probably figure it's a 4th or 5th, but in the right situation, this guy could probably be a starter.
And strike 3 called to Matt Merton. When we come back, we will take a look at the 7-story tall hand-operated scoreboard. It's a beaut here at PGE Park.
Me? Find love on the internet? Skeptical. Oh my gosh.
Find your perfect place at Remax.com.
You had me at Ding Dong.
Where do you want to be?
Check out RedWingsBaseball.com for a wide selection of Rochester Red Wings caps, t-shirts, game-worn jerseys, and a replica jersey t-shirts featuring Red Wings legends Cal Ripken, Justin Morneau, Joe Mauer, and others. Order today at RedWingsBaseball.com.
What can you do when you have a rich, unique blend of culture, cuisine, and climate all in one amazing place? You can do it all.
To plan your trip to Albuquerque, visit itsatrip.org.
All right, where's the fire chief? All right, everybody out! Move, move, move! Relive every moment and every memory with your own piece of baseball history. The limited edition Rosenblatt Stadium replica. Plus, hats, tees, and more, only at ShopO'Royals.com.
Omaha Royals say, "Run rules." In football, you've got to protect yourself. In life, you've got to protect the people you love. A few weeks after one of the greatest wins of my career, I was faced with the biggest challenge in my life, and my family's future was on the line. And now we're moving on, thanks to my life insurance policy from SBLI. It's all the protection my family will ever need.
Affordable, dependable life insurance since 1907.
Welcome back, everyone, to PGE Park here in lovely Portland, Oregon. It's a late afternoon sun here at the ballpark, and built in 1926 on this site, a multi-purpose facility, and to redone in 2001. And when they did the redo, they left a little touch of the old school here with the ballpark scoreboard behind me. It's 60 feet 6 inches from the home plate to the pitcher's mound, but here it's 60 feet wide at the ballpark here and almost more than 6 stories tall with this scoreboard. It's hand operated. David Ross, but he prefers to be called Rocket, operates this with a little help from some high school friends during the regular season. They're using pulleys. It's a simple machine as opposed to what you have in the big leagues where you've got, stories wide scoreboards, HD. This is low def. So back up to the guys in the scoreboard.
All right, thanks, John. From the days when there was no electronics whatsoever. They don't even do the balls and strikes by it. It's balls and strikes by hand only, everything hand operated out there.
It reminds me of Wrigley Field when they do it up there.
And you can see he's got the harness on, has to be strapped in. And with our 90-degree weather today, it is a cooker on the other side of that scoreboard. Shelley Duncan. Yankee fans have seen him. And he was second in our home run derby here on Monday. This is a guy who can hit the ball a long way.
Tremendous power. 21 home runs this year.
Now you can see he strikes out, but the ball gets past the catcher, Chris Robinson, and Duncan is aboard. So there's the game's first base runner coming here in the top of the second inning. And that'll be a wild pitch from Bud Norris. That four-seamer riding high and tight. Look out.
Yes, got to on the catcher very quickly. Couldn't handle it. And he was able to race down and get on base, but it is a strike.
So Norris collects his second strikeout. Allowed to come back out there for the second inning. He had 13 pitches in the first. Duncan has stolen 2 bases this year for the Scranton Wilkes-Barre Yankees. Barbaro Canizares got a little bit of time in the big leagues earlier this year when Casey Kochman was on the DL with a calf strain and Greg Norton had an ankle injury.
Almost didn't make the call. They had trouble getting him. His phone was turned off, and they actually had to call his roommate to wake him up, go in his room, wake him up and tell him that, hey, you got the call for the major league. So that's an interesting story right there for Barbaro.
And 3 hours later, he was in the lineup for the Braves at Turner Field. To center field, and Terry Evans of the Salt Lake Bees. And there's one away.
That's how quickly things can happen from this level to the major leagues. It's just a phone call away.
And it can happen quicker with Gwinnett and Atlanta because they moved their AAA team there. It's 35 miles away from Turner Field. It's in the Atlanta metro area.
Exactly. They could have sent one of their reps up there to his apartment and brought him back in time for the game.
Mike Cervenak, a little bit of time in the big leagues last year with the Philadelphia Phillies.
Play a little first base, play a little third base. Utility type player. Give you everything you got each and every night. Those guys, it's just tough for utility guys at times, especially if you have it already on the big league level. Pretty much when you're in the minor leagues, you want to hone in on one particular position if possible, and then go to another position.
Good slider from Bud Norris. 0-2 on Cervenak. And it's especially tough for Cervenak. I mean, 32 years old. Of course, they have Ryan Howard, Pedro Feliz, Greg Dobbs coming off the bench. And that's out to Alcides Escobar. And he goes to Eric Young Jr. and back to Randy Ruiz. Eric Young Jr. in the middle of that double play. We've played an inning and a half. No score from Portland, Oregon.
The NASCAR Nationwide Series at Gateway, Saturday at 9 Eastern on ESPN2.
Hey, want to let you know I'm going to be off on Monday.
I never heard of Chinchilla Day.
Sure you have. It's called the Revolucion de Chinchilla. It was when the pet chinchillas of a tiny Pueblo town rose up against the people. For 3 bloody days, the fighting continued. Until finally, the last of the chinchillas was gone.
And how do you celebrate?
3 days in Vegas. It's a cultural obligation.
Huntington Park, the new home of the Columbus Clippers, is located in the city's hustling and bustling downtown arena district. Come visit Columbus and be amazed by all there is to see and do in this modern Midwest city located in our nation's heartland.
Our team, our town, come on, come on, come on.
For tickets and information, call 614-462-5250 or log on to clippersbaseball.com.
With almost 10,000 players representing over 200 teams across North America, there's only one place to go for complete up-to-the-minute minor league coverage, MILB.com. At the official website of Minor League Baseball, you can watch hundreds of games live on MILB.tv, follow online with Game Day, and keep tabs on your team's top prospects with comprehensive statistics and analysis. And get your favorite team's official gear from the MILB.com online shop. Log on to MILB.com to learn more.
No score going to the bottom of the second in the AAA All-Star game. Say Sunday night is a special night of sports action on ESPN. First Sunday night baseball starts at a special time of 6 Eastern as David Wright and the Mets face their National League East rivals Chipper Jones and the Braves. Braves are 6 games back of the Phils heading into the post-All-Star break work. The Mets are 6.5 out. And then at 9 Eastern, don't miss the 2009 ESPYs as host Samuel L. Jackson will be joined by an all-star lineup of top athletes and entertainers to celebrate the best sports stories of the year. Sunday night baseball presented by Taco Bell and the 2009 ESPYs presented by Under Armour and Land Rover. More information, log on to ESPN.com. Rick Sweet with his lineup card in the International League dugout. And the new pitcher for the IL squad.
We don't want to get involved in your
right-hander Andrew Carpenter from the Lehigh Valley Iron Pigs, the Phillies AAA affiliate. And he got a little bit of time in the big leagues earlier this year, just 1 start.
Yes, a big prize, a big power pitcher. You know, they're talking about Roy Halladay maybe going to the Phillies. This is a young power pitcher that's waiting in the wings for his opportunity. It will definitely be a big help to the Philadelphia Phillies.
And here's Randy Ruiz. He won the International League batting title last year. And now the Jays affiliate in Las Vegas. They had been in Syracuse. Randy Ruiz won his International League batting title last year when he was with Rochester in the Twins chain.
And he's off to an impressive start this year. If you had to vote for an MVP, a first-half MVP, Randy Ruiz would definitely be my pick.
Yeah, I would think so. Now, he's 31 years old. He'll be 32 in October. His big league debut last year. But there are those guys out there, as Andrew Carpenter takes care of him on the breaking ball away, who break into the big leagues a little later on. Keith Lockhart was one.
Here's a tight slider by Carpenter. You know, when you throw a 95 miles per hour fastball, then you snap it with a hard slide, it's very difficult to hit. And when you go back to the age limit, when the guy's getting over that 25, 26 range, you know there's reinforcements coming every year, and you have a small window to produce in the minor league level. If not, then you're going to be called a journeyman in the minor leagues, and you'd rather be called a journeyman in the majors.
Sure, sure. Lehigh Valley, the Iron Pigs. Bethlehem Steel was located there for decades. They were one of the top steel producing companies in the nation. And so when Ottawa moved to the Lehigh Valley last year, they had to name the team contest. And so pig iron is a derivative of the steelmaking process. And so they just flipped the words around and made it Iron Pigs.
Wow.
And they say the Lehigh Valley is hog wild over the Iron Pigs. Hog wild over that slider from Andrew Carpenter. Back-to-back strikeouts.
Wow. Good move, downward movement. That's what makes it effective, is down. Starts down, stays down.
So what makes Mariano Rivera's cutter so effective, since it doesn't have any downward movement?
Well, it's a hard bite into, for a left-hander, into him, where he doesn't have a chance to extend his arms. And for a right-hander, you think the pitch is actually coming at you, but it's going to cut back inside. It's very tight, very crisp, sharp. Makes it very difficult to hit.
I saw one major league hitter who said that he actually tried to hit the inside of the baseball as a left-hand hitter. Tried to hit the inside of the baseball on Rivera's cutter.
That's one way of looking at it. I never had a chance to face him.
And Andrew Carpenter strikes out the side. Ruiz, Evans, and Matt Miller down on strikes. And we've played 2 innings here at PGE Park, the International League and the Pacific Coast League. No score. 1, 2, 3.
The line between like and love? You've crossed it. Let the world know. Put your favorite team logo on your credit card, debit card, and checks with MLB Banking. Only from Bank of America.
Oh, baby. Oh, woo! Nothing but hair.
Dan, I want you to meet my man, Benny. Hey, Benny. Benny likes T-shirts, but he sits way up there with the real fans. Now, the people down here, they already got T-shirts. Expensive T-shirts. T-shirts with rhinestones on them. Now, you gonna hook my man Benny here up or not?
T-shirts! Ooh! Woo! Oh, woo!
The ESPYs, Sunday at 9 p.m. Eastern on ESPN. The fan gets what the fan wants. Presented by Under Armour and Land Rover.
Swing into Mulligan's Valley Pub for fun times and a great atmosphere. Kick back, sample the incredible drink selections and our daily specials. Watch your favorite teams and sporting events on our flat screen TVs or sit out on the patio with a view of Valley Falls Golf Course. Come see us on Taco Tuesday. Your donations directed to local charities and people in need. Live music on Saturdays. Visit our website, mulligansvalleypub.com. Get your Irish on in Coe Valley.
At Mulligan's Valley Pub!
Right now, buying a Toyota makes more sense than ever. You get the quality you can depend on. You can take advantage of unprecedented selection, and now you can get 0% financing on your favorite Toyota models. Like 0% financing plus $750 bonus cash on Camry, or 0% financing and $500 bonus cash on Corolla, or get 0% financing on a RAV4. Where can you find great cars, great leases, and great deals? Your Toyota dealer.
Top of the 3rd inning, neither team has a hit, and a new pitcher for the Pacific Coast League, and another guy from the Round Rock Express, Yorman Bizzardo. And he replaces his teammate Bud Norris, who worked 2 scoreless innings, 1 strikeout. And Bizzardo wasn't healthy last year in the Tigers chain. He is healthy now, and you can see he's putting up the numbers. And downstairs, we have the manager of the International League team, Rick Sweet. And You know, I can call you this because everybody else does, and you worked here in Portland for 3 years. Sweetie, welcome home.
You know, people are going to talk right now. It's nice to be home.
Raised in Southwest Washington, you can see Randy Ruiz taking it to the bag to retire Seth Bynum, and one down on one pitch here in the third. And Eric Kratz coming up. You feel good coming back here to the Northwest, don't you?
Yeah, you know I do. I've got a lot of family in town, and, you know, I grew up here. I've lived my whole life back here in the Northwest, and it's fun to be back here, especially after managing the first 3 years the Beavers were back in town.
Hey, Rick, how long do you plan on playing the starters?
I'm looking at 5 innings. I'll get them 5 and maybe a couple of them 6, and then I'll rotate the other guys in. It'll depend on who's got some hits or who's doing well as far as where I put them. But I'll give them all 5 or 6 innings.
Okay, thanks a lot, Rick.
You got it, guys. Have fun.
You know, it took me, honestly, a year and a half of working together with him before I could call him what everybody else called him, Sweetie. And, you know, then we'd be in airports and things like that, and I'd call him that without even thinking about it. People would be looking at us like, okay.
They look at you. Not at you. You know? Now that's Sweetie looking at you for calling him Sweetie.
Here's Eric Kratz from the Indianapolis Indians. He had to shave his trademark bushy mustache. Rick Sweet did. And that one's fair inside the bag at third, says umpire R.J. Thompson, and down toward the bullpen. And Kratz lumbering towards second, and he'll be in there with the first hit of the game, a 1-out, 2-bagger in the top half of the third. Kratz hoping to get a shot in the big leagues, of course. All these players are.
Getting a little slider that didn't break too much, stayed around the plate, floated up there. He was able to get the bat head out and pull it down the line. Definitely is a prospect. Pretty good defender. Throwing out over 35% of his runners, so probably have to improve upon that going to the major leagues, but definitely there's room for it.
Here's Reed Brignac. Talking about a guy who's wondering how he's going to get a shot in the big leagues. Brignac, when he went back up to the major leagues, he had a brief time up there last year, just 4 games. But then this year, he played in 21 games at .271. Certainly acquitted himself well. But they have an all-star up there at shortstop in Jason Bartlett, and then with Akinori Iwamura on the shelf with an ACL injury, Ben Zobrist stepped in, and all he did was become an American League All-Star.
Well, one thing that impressed me by Reed and speaking to him, you know, I wanted to say something positive about him or something good on the air, and he said, you know what? There's some things I need to work on. I know exactly, and I want to get better with my pitch selection. I know I'm pretty good defensively. I've improved there, but I want to improve offensively as well. And pitch selection is the one thing. If I can get that down, I think I'll be an even better hitter. I said, you know what? I don't need to talk to you anymore. That's exactly what I would say on the air for you.
And of course, that's age-old, isn't it? Like Ted Williams said, the key to hitting, get a good pitch to hit.
Exactly.
And the 2-0. On the run, Evans and Miller. It's over Evans' head, and Kratz will chug home to score. And into second with a second consecutive double for the International League, Reed Brignac.
Well, he said he wanted a better pitch. Work on that. Well, he definitely did a good job right there of not trying to pull that sinker, running away and taking it to left center, going with the pitch. Good job.
That was not a terrible pitch right there.
No, it was a good pitcher's pitch, but it was a good piece of hitting, of not trying to overdo it, being very selective.
Indeed, that was impressive. And now, Austin Jackson. Jackson struck out swinging on a hard slider from Yorman Bizzardo's Round Rock teammate Bud Norris, his first time up.
You know, we mentioned earlier about the Yankee outfield is a little crowded right now with Milky Cabrera, as far as Brett Gardner being a gamer up there. Eventually, when this guy's ready, there'll be some type of movement, of course, to make room for this young guy, because he absolutely can play.
Esteban Herman almost got caught in between hops, but he throws Jackson out, and they're 2 down.
And that's a good thing to have. That's a good problem. Ground ball, he rolled over, almost handcuffed Esteban, but he was able to pick it because he definitely is known for his defense.
Esteban Herman, long time with the Royals, last 3 full seasons in the big leagues with Kansas City, now playing for the Rangers AAA affiliate, Oklahoma City. Drew Stubbs flew out to right his first time up. And Norman Bizzardo trying to limit the damage here with 2 down. Back-to-back one-out doubles by Eric Kratz and Reed Brignac. AAA All-Star game, and in case you don't know, every major league team has one AAA team. It's the top rung of minor league baseball. And all 30 major league organizations, all 30 AAA teams are represented tonight here at PGE Park in Portland, Oregon. Drew Stubbs hammers one to left field, and it is gone. International League, and the Reds organization has to like that. That's what they've been waiting for. They have been waiting for his power to develop.
You're exactly right. A fastball right there he was able to handle on the inside part of the play. They are very pleased with his speed as well as his ability to play the outfield. Thinks he gets great jumps, but offensively they want him to get better. Right there was a good example of him getting better, of course, because he was able to take it deep.
And we have a new pitcher. It'll be Dusty Hughes of the Omaha Royals. 3-0 IL.
What makes a green thumb expert an expert? At Harris Teeter's Farmers Market, each one of our green thumb experts receives hours of personal training and continual testing. But most importantly, they're trained to offer you only fruits and vegetables they would be proud to take home. Harris Teeter's Farmers Market. We do fresh the best.
You see them every day, filling their time with empty tasks and outmoded displays of masculinity.
They're adult men, and each one is precious.
Fortunately, there's help.
Right now, there's boys like me ready to be matched.
Just waiting to share our wisdom and friendship as little brothers. If you're a man, please contact Big Brothers, Big Sisters. It's not too late to help you.
Family. They're always there to help when you need them, to offer support and protection. Whether it's fixing a hole in your swing or a hole in your window. That's why for over 80 years, American Family Insurance is the family you choose to protect your home, auto, and more, helping you get back on your feet and back in the game. Visit amfam.com to get a quote today.
Dusty Hughes coming out of the bullpen, the Omaha Royals left-hander, and the International League with 3 runs home in the third, and he'll face the left-hand hitting Andy Tracy. Downstairs we have the guy who just hit the 2-run home run for the International League, Drew Stubbs. Hey buddy, how you feel right now?
Feeling pretty good about it. You know, I hadn't had too many of those coming during the season, so it's nice to get one in this game.
Now, you know that the Reds organization is looking for you to develop more power, but that's not something you can think about a whole lot, is it?
Not at all. You know, the power is something that usually comes late in a guy's career. So at this point, I'm just trying to focus on putting good swings on the ball, making solid contact, and let those things take care of themselves.
Drew, I noticed that you're a clutch hitter, especially with runners in scoring position with 2 outs, batting over 400. Do you focus a little bit more when you see RBI opportunities?
A little bit, you know. When you have 2 outs, I think it takes a lot of pressure off of you because you don't have to worry about advancing a run or anything. You just let it fly. So, you know, I think that's what I'm able to do, and that's how I'm successful with it.
So what do you think about being here in a dugout and clubhouse along with a lot of guys who have been trying to get you out?
Well, it's a lot of fun, you know, being able to meet a lot of these guys that you played against throughout the year, and, you know, a lot. Okay,
Drew. Thanks a lot, man.
Thank you.
A 2-run home run for Drew Stubbs caps a 3-run inning for the International League. They lead 3-0.
Hey fans, get your favorite merchandise of the Toledo Mud Hens, the Toledo Walleye Hockey Team, and the Toledo Bullfrogs Arena Football Team at the Swamp Shop or online at mudhens.com.
McBride, and I'll see you in Music City.
Just outside of Atlanta, we play hard here in Gwinnett.
It's great to be in Gwinnett.
To work and to play, Gwinnett's the place.
Georgia's best place for sports just got even better.
Gwinnett welcomes our next great addition, the 2009 Gwinnett Braves.
Finest leather boots are at Big Phil's Boot Sacks.
Try Chick-fil-A's new hand-spun peach milkshake, available only for a limited time.
Welcome back to Portland, everyone. We're here at PGE Park. I am standing at the Multnomah Athletic Club, and it's thanks to the Multnomah Athletic Club that PGE Park has been really the home to athletic events in the city of Portland for more than 100 years. This club has been here since the late 19th century, and you can really tell they've been doing all kinds of athletic events here for hundreds of years, for 100 years. Soccer lines are still on the field right now. This will be the home, PGE Park will be the home of Major League Soccer, hopefully, in 2011. But as you can tell from the shot, this is quite a poke to get a baseball out here. And Willie Stargell is the only player ever in a home run derby to get a home run out here. It hasn't been done in a regular season game. Back up to you guys.
Okay, thanks a lot, John. And J.D. Martin coming out of the bullpen. The Syracuse Chiefs, the Washington Nationals AAA affiliate. And so far, the Pacific Coast League doesn't have a hit. And Chris Robinson, the catcher for the Iowa Cubs, starting matters off here in the bottom of the third with the International League. 3 runs in the top of the inning and a 3-0 advantage.
International League is known for good pitching, not too many high batting averages, and the Pacific Coast League have a lot of hitters ballpark, so you'll see a lot of high averages.
J.D. Martin, a one-time first-rounder by the Cleveland Indians and a 9th-year professional and no major league time. And he had Tommy John surgery a couple of years ago, 2005 actually. It's been a little bit longer than that. And the Nationals are hoping they can catch lightning in a bottle with J.D. Martin.
Definitely. He has average stuff. There's not anything that's going to overwhelm you. However, he's the type of pitcher that'll go deep into games, will eat up a lot of innings. Probably his future forecast based on the Nationals' prognosis that he will be an emergency type starter.
You can see the oldest AAA parks, PGE Park, 20 years older than McCoy Stadium in Pawtucket. And PGE Park, built in 1926. It didn't start hosting baseball, though, until 1956. Brendan Caton of the Nashville Sounds steps in to face J.D. Martin. 19 home runs and 72 runs batted in. Those are exactly the numbers Caton had all of last year. His average is about the same, but the power production and the run production is up, and trying to find a place in the Milwaukee outfield.
The scouting report on Brendan is the fact that he has huge raw power. This guy definitely be able to hit to many fields. Very strong arm in the outfield, but just an adequate defender, and that may become a problem.
To deep left field. Looking up is Duncan. It is gone. Brendan Caton gets one back for the PCL. Peyton was in our home run derby on Monday, and he hit only 3.
And a hanging little curveball there. You know, the thing is, he's a free swinger. When he makes contact, he definitely hits it hard somewhere in far. So, tremendous power.
Coming bunches.
Yeah.
And now Esteban Herman from the Oklahoma City Redhawks. Now 3-1 International League. Nice to have the number 7 hitter in the league hitting .320, batting 9th in your lineup. Huh?
That's what you love about All-Star games, because you never know where one may erupt in the lineup. Esteban is a journeyman in the major leagues that I mentioned about earlier. Definitely played around. Is the insurance policy right now for the Texas Rangers organization playing in AAA Oklahoma City. Can play third, can play short, can play second.
His production dropped the last couple of years with Kansas City. Back in 06, he had .326 in 106 games. Last year, just .245. Drew Stubbs, and his second put out of the inning. Two down for the Pacific Coast League here in the bottom half of the 3rd inning, the 22nd annual AAA All-Star Game. And that brings up a familiar face, Eric Young Jr. And I had a chance to interview him back in May. And I asked him about his father, and he said he was proud of you, not for being a Major League Baseball player, but for being a Major League dad.
Oh. See, you're going to get me emotional right now saying something like that on the air. I'm trying to be calm up here.
Now, when you were in Portland in 2005, I asked you, how long do you want to play Major League Baseball? And you said you want to stay there until your son gets there. Obviously, that didn't happen, but I got to think this is the next best thing, him playing in the AAA All-Star Game and you broadcasting.
Well, the next best thing was that the fact we were able to play against each other in spring training in 05 and 06. That was a delight.
And he strikes out on the off-speed pitch from J.D. Martin. Brendan Caton jacks one out of PGE Park to get one back for the Pacific Coast League. And at the end of 3 innings in the 22nd AAA All-Star Game, it's 3-1, the IL leads.
I spent 9 years in the military, and I got out of the military to take custody of my son. He's my reasoning for life. I want to be the best dad, and the only way to do that was to get my education. The feeling I got when I got my degree was overwhelming. It was pride, it was joy. My name is Adam, and I am a Phoenix.
Hi, I'm Mayor Alan McGraw, welcoming you to Round Rock, the sports capital of Texas. When you're looking for that perfect spot to bring your youth sports team, Round Rock, Texas has it all. World-class facilities, competitive teams, new hotels, great restaurants, and friendly people, all located in the heart of Texas. No matter where you're from, Round Rock is your place for world-class youth sports. So grab your team, bring your tournament, and take that short drive to Round Rock, the sports capital of Texas.
Home is a stubborn optimist. Home sees light at the end of the hallway. Home knows the importance of responsible lending. We do too. Because it's time for something simpler, something clearer, something that helps you be a successful homeowner. Feeling confident that you've chosen the home loan that's right for you. Starting now, Home has a new address.
3-1 International League as we go to the top of the 4th inning here at PGE Park. The Nationwide Series takes center stage as Carl Edwards looks to notch his 3rd career win at his home track. The NASCAR Nationwide Series at Gateway. Coverage begins at 9 Eastern on ESPN2 with NASCAR Countdown. And for more, log on to ESPN.com. You ever gotten behind the wheel of one of those?
Yes, I have actually, and I was trying to go fast, but no, there's no way. That's you talk about. You think baseball is hard, basketball is hard, hockey's hard. That's hard to drive that fast.
Those guys are athletes.
They are athletes, yes.
Kevin Posadas coming out of the bullpen for the Pacific Coast League. Already their fourth pitcher as we go to the fourth inning, and Posadas will face Shelly Duncan. You can see he's got great numbers this year. His career record in 4 pro years, how about 40 wins and only 9 losses?
And how impressive he was. He skipped Double-A and went to Triple-A. They are definitely loaded in the San Francisco Giants organization as far as young, talented arms.
Isn't that the truth? Tim Lincecum,
Matt Cain.
Both of those guys are 10-2 with ERAs about 2.3.
Jonathan Sanchez.
Sanchez had been struggling, but then when Randy Johnson went on the shelf with a shoulder injury, Sanchez, of course, got the chance and threw the no-hitter. And then they called up Ryan Sadowski. And in 3 starts, Sadowski has an ERA of 1.
And we all were surprised. Why did they send this guy back down? But, of course, you know, you have to make room for guys, especially when they come off the DL. But he's done a tremendous job, so.
The center field and Terry Evans. And there's one away here in the top of the 4th inning. Shelly Duncan had struck out but reached base on a wild pitch his first time up. He's 0 for 2.
Think about the Giants having a very successful first half. Probably would need another bat to take it to the next level for the second half, and they pretty much got good pitching to trade if that opportunity arises.
And Posadas, who knows, might be one of those guys. And past E.Y. Jr. and a base hit for Barbaro Canizares, the 4th hit for the IL. And a 1-out base runner here in the 4th inning. All the scoring came in the 3rd.
A curveball hanging on the outside part, did a tremendous job of staying back and not trying to pull it or roll over and hit a ground ball. He hit a bullet up the middle for a base hit.
And now Mike Cervenak. Grounded into a 6-4-3 double play. Nicely turned by Eric Young Jr. back in the 2nd inning. Knocked down by Herman, and its 2nd effort, he couldn't hold it there either. Let's go downstairs to John Manuel, and he is with a Baseball Hall of Famer, Dave Winfield.
Yeah, the Hall of Famer, Rich, is definitely not me. It's Dave Winfield here. And Dave, now you skipped the minor leagues, so you didn't play a AAA All-Star game. One of the reasons you skipped the minor leagues is you were just too good in college. Talk a little bit about your college career where you made your mark really as much as a pitcher as you did as a hitter.
Well, in a nutshell, in the University of Minnesota, I played baseball and I played basketball. So when I finished, I was drafted in football, basketball, and baseball. So I had the leverage to say when Padres drafted me, if I play, I want to go to the big leagues. And then once I got there, I had to learn to stay. It took a while, but I did it.
Well, once you got to San Diego, well, obviously you had the chicken. The chicken was here today. He's here for the AAA All-Star game. Yeah. What's your best chicken memory from your days in San Diego?
I was just telling the people, I know Ted for a long time, but he was one of the funniest things back in the 70s. I remember one time, I mean, he did so many unique kinds of things, but I remember George Foster, a member of the Cincinnati Reds, the Big Red Machine, leaning up against a wall waiting for a pitching change, and there was a 17-foot-high wall, and he drops a hangman's noose down there, and it dropped on George Foster's shoulder, and he jumped about 4 feet in the air when he saw that, and the whole stadium screamed because Ted, the chicken, is very, very funny guy. He's been around for 30 years. How many people? Not many people do that.
He's a little bit more significant Greek American than I am. First pitch tonight, Dave. You threw out the first pitch. What advice would you have given to Barack Obama last night? How'd the first pitch go for you tonight?
Well, everybody gives you that advice. Don't bounce it because it's always on tape. So my arm always stays pretty loose, so I fired one from the pitcher's mound. But one time, quick one. 2 years after I finished playing, I was in Chicago, had a suit on, and I was looking good from a business day, and I threw the ball, but the French cuffs grabbed my arm and the ball bounced, and they booed me. I said, it will never happen again, man.
I know how it goes wearing a suit when you're in the baseball stadium. Guys, back up to you, Dave Winfield. Thanks a lot for the time.
My pleasure.
Okay, thanks a lot, John. Hey, Dave was pretty good. Somebody should think about putting him on the air, huh?
Oh, why not? He's doing a tremendous job with ESPN, making that transition, which is not easy.
With your colleagues on Baseball Tonight?
Yes.
Eric Kratz doubled his last time up, and the off-speed pitch misses, and they're loaded up with 2 down. Kevin Posadas, when he was in spring training, he was the last guy cut by the Giants, one of the younger guys in camp, and during spring training he was shocked that Randy Johnson approached him. They had lockers next to each other, and he took him under his wing.
Sometimes when you go in as a young player, you know, your first year, second year on the 40-man, and you see the big stars, you want to get out the way. You don't want to say anything unless spoken to, and to have a future Hall of Famer come up to you and introduce themselves, that's a thrill. I remember walking in and to Dodgers, and I had the Strawberries, the Hershiser, Socha, and all of those guys made me feel welcome as a young kid trying to make it in the big leagues.
Scott Patterson of the Portland Beavers out in the bullpen in case Posadas is unable to get through this inning. And the off-speed pitch misses. Same pitch on which he walked Eric Kratz. Posadas, including this year, 40-9 in his career, 2.64 ERA. And he's out of a Division II school, but very much a late bloomer.
We talked about pitch selection for Reed, and when you get a count 3-1, you definitely want to come through the zone with authority like he did, but hopefully you want to make contact, of course.
All 3 runners go on the 3-2 with 2 down. Toward left, Matt Miller and Alcides Escobar, and Miller hauls it in. The International League strands 3. We go to the bottom half of the 4th. The IL leads the PCL 3-1.
What is it to lead? At PNC, it's doing what most benefits our customers. Whether that's having more certified green buildings than anyone on Earth, creating online banking tools for the next generation, or making a 10-year, $100 million investment in kids. It's how we've always done business, and will for a very long time to come. PNC, leading the way.
What you want, baby, I got it.
And what you need, and you know I got it. All I'm asking for is a little respect.
Cricket Wireless gives everybody's wallet respect.
Ooh, your kisses, sweeter than honey.
Because Cricket found the way to give unlimited talk, text, pics, and mobile web, plus our nationwide coverage for only $45 a month. With no contracts to sign or overages, it's America's most affordable 3G network. Just call 1-800-353-8486. Click on mycricket.com or get into a Cricket store. Come in now and get new web-capable phones starting at just $49.99. Now that's...
R-E-S-P-E-C-T. Find out what it means to me. R-E-S-P-E-C-T. Take care of TC.
Get all this for just $45 a month. So call 1-800-353-8486. Click or come in today. Get respect for your wallet. Cricket.
Right now, buying a Toyota makes more sense than ever. You get the quality you can depend on. You can take advantage of unprecedented selection. And yep, Toyota has many attractive offers available too. Like 0% APR financing for 60 months on great Toyota vehicles like Corolla. Or the popular Toyota Camry. Or get $1,500 cash back on Camry. Where can you find great cars, great leases, and great deals? Your Toyota dealer.
ESPN's presentation of the AAA All-Star Game, brought to you by PNC. Here's to another great season at PNC Field. Visit PNC.com. By Cricket Wireless, America's most affordable 3G network and the pioneer of unlimited talk and text. your local Toyota dealers, and by Bank of America. There's a view of Broadway, downtown Portland. Meanwhile, Carlos Torres, the Charlotte Knights, the White Sox AAA affiliate, coming out of the bullpen and putting together a solid year there. And those numbers include a perfect game earlier this year. We'll get into that in a moment. Let's go downstairs to the manager of the Pacific Coast League, Randy Reddy.
Hey, Rich, how you doing?
How you doing, buddy? Hey, so you get all these guys together from all these different organizations. What are your challenges to manage them for this one night?
Well, I got my estimating shoes on right now, Rich. You know, we got to bang the ball a little bit and, you know, make a comeback here, but get everybody challenges, get everybody in the game, and get everybody in and out healthy, and get ready to start the rest of the season.
Randy, you were a feisty player when we played against you, the Phillies and the Rockies in those days. Are you the same as a manager?
Yeah, I got to believe so, Eric. I appreciate that. That's quite a compliment coming from you.
And a base hit for Alcides Escobar to start off the fourth inning. When you see prospects like Escobar and you get a chance to manage them, you played against his Nashville Sounds earlier this year. What impressions do you have of him different than what you saw earlier this year?
Well, you know, it's nice. It's a little more refreshing when you're around the kid on a daily basis. You know, we just see him across the field, but you know he has all the tools, and then all of a sudden you get to meet him in person and spend a couple days with him and find out how refreshing these guys are. You know, when they're beating you up all the time, you really sometimes you got to dislike them, but when you get an opportunity to meet them a little bit, then, you know, the playing field levels out. And like I said, these are all great and deserving players to be here tonight. Okay, speaking of deserving players, tell me your thoughts on Eric Young Jr. Well, since senior's sitting right there, I guess he's got everything that he needs to do, and like you said, he's just got to make himself be a consistent player. There's no question about he's going to play at the major league level, and as soon as his performance is consistent enough and looks like he's going to be steady enough, you know, offensively and defensively, then he's going to be there. All right, thanks a lot, Randy. Okay, thank you, guys. Randy Reddy, second-year manager for the Portland Beavers. Matt Merton strikes out. And there's one away here in the Pacific Coast League fourth.
Tight little curveball right there. You know, pitchers know you're going to be aggressive and swing at that fastball. So they're trying to get ahead, moving the fastball away, but getting you out with the all-speed pitches. And the Pacific Coast League hitters are not making that adjustment right now.
Randy Ruiz of the Jays affiliate, the Las Vegas 51s. He has 36 doubles, tops in professional baseball at any level. Meanwhile, Carlos Torres, the pitcher for the Charlotte Knights earlier this year, was throwing a perfect game through 5 innings. And they called it because of rain. And he went back into, they stopped action. He went back into the clubhouse. They came in to tell him the game's over. And he thought to himself, I have a no-hitter. And broadcaster had to come up and tell him, no, you had a perfect game. He didn't even know. 5-inning perfect game, but a perfecto nonetheless.
He was just out there throwing the ball. You know, he's a former reliever, and they made him a starter. And what he did was command all of his pitches, and now he's put himself in the mix as a starter for the Chicago White Sox soon.
And Ruiz strikes out. Monday night was the Home Run Derby night for the AAA All-Stars, and the event was spiced up by the addition of high school sluggers as well. Sunset High School's Kevin Taylor was remarkable. 8 homers in the first round, but then the pros took over. Shelly Duncan clubbed one over the 425 marker. He finished second with 10 homers. The winner was a local, Chad Huffman of the hometown Portland Beavers, with an overall total of 15 out of the yard here at PGE Park.
Talking to a White Sox official about Carlos Torres. They say he's a fierce competitor. You know, this guy has definitely made a name for himself as a starter. Off to a good start his first half, 8-4 with a 2.20. A lot of strikeouts. It doesn't matter what the count is, he would throw any pitch at any time. And his best pitch is his cutter. So if you can command all your pitches, Rich, you have a great opportunity to have a lot of good nights.
Yeah, I should say so. I mean, how many major league pitchers that you faced could command 3 pitches effectively?
Not that many, but when they did, I knew it was lights out.
And Drew Stubbs runs it down. A couple of strikeouts and a line out, a base hit and nothing else. And we're going to the top of the 5th inning, 3-1 International League.
The elements, the pressure, the history, the birthplace of the game. With the sport's oldest major on the line, back-to-back champ Padraig Harrington sets his sights on another title, while Tiger Woods attempts to bring home his 4th claret jug. 3rd and final rounds of the Open Championship, Saturday and Sunday on ABC.
Your Quad City Steamwheelers celebrate 10 years of arena football in the Quad Cities. Join in with the whole family for an inexpensive night out and witness our run for a 3rd Arena Cup championship.
Watch the Steamwheelers take on the Iowa Barnstormers at the last home game of the season on July 18th. Free hot dog for every fan, and the first 1,000 kids receive a free autographed mini football.
Individual game tickets available now at the iWireless Center or Ticketmaster.com.
It's our 10th season, and we need you to pack the house.
Hey, Dad, can we go look for my car today?
You know where you want to go? I just don't have a lot of time wasting looking for a car today.
Yeah, I looked online.
Hey, where'd you find all these?
At autosandquadcities.com.
At autosandquadcities.com, you'll find hundreds of vehicles from local car dealers. See details and photos of each car. Save time and money by visiting autosandquadcities.com.
Dad, that's a yellow hatchback, and it doesn't even have a CD player.
That's a shame. We're going to go take a look at it anyways.
The kids having a good time out on the Fred Meyer family deck here at PGE Park in Portland, Oregon. And all the fans enjoying this one, 3-1 International League. And we have a new pitcher for the PCL. It's a hometown guy of a sense, the Portland Beavers, Scott Patterson. And Patterson is a guy who was signed out of independent baseball. And you truly do these days still find diamonds in the rough.
Definitely are. You catch a lot of guys, major league players that are still have 2 or 3 years left that are trying to play independent ball, get back in the game. Sometimes the situation's not right. Go there, hone your skills, get better, and hopefully somebody catches you in the mix so you can get a chance to play back in major leagues.
In Patterson's case, the first 3 years of his career, 3.5 really, were with an independent team. And then he eventually made it to the big leagues briefly last year with the Yankees. And now facing Austin Jackson.
You know, speaking of Austin Jackson, you know you're a big-time prospect when you have Reggie Jackson come down to the fall league to mentor this outfielder. You know that the Yankees are very high on when they send Reggie out.
I should say so. So when you were coming up through the Dodgers organization, you were a good prospect. Who came to see you? Who took you under their wing?
Well, when you're talking from a player standpoint, there was the likes of Eric Davis, Mike Sharpison, Lenny Harris.
To center field, and Terry Evans on the run, on the track, and it hops back past him, and now Austin Jackson turns on the Jets, and he'll be into third with a stand-up triple.
That was outstanding power going the other way, right center. Thought it was going to be inside the park there for a minute.
For just a moment.
Yes. Nice, easy, inside eye swing, taking the outside pitch the way you're supposed to take it, right center. If you're thinking that way constantly, it'll make it easier for you to hit because you will react to the inside pitch.
And you could see Patterson upset at that pitch location as soon as it left Jackson's bat. Scott Patterson, fastball, curveball, and splitter. And like a lot of guys, he likes to find ways to get 2 strikes on somebody so that he can put them away with a splitter. A lot of times he'll drop that curveball in there for strike 1.
And that's very important for guys using the splitter. They definitely have to get ahead and able to pinpoint with other pitches before they go to it as the strikeout pitch.
Drew Stubbs hit a 2-run home run. Biggest blow in this game. It stands as the difference. That came in the third. And the International League has a 3-1 lead. And here's Stubbs taking it out of here off of Yorman Bizardo.
Cincinnati, you want more power? Here's a little bit for you.
The PCL has the infield halfway. And a pop-up, and here's E.Y. Jr. And that will hold Jackson at third. 1 down. We've got about 17,000 here tonight for the 22nd annual AAA All-Star Game, pitting the best players in the Pacific Coast League against the best from the International League. There are 2 AAA leagues. There used to be 3, but back in '98 they dissolved the American Association. And for a little while there was the AAA World Series, and now there is the Bricktown Showdown. That takes place in September. Here's Justin Huber with the Rochester Red Wings, the Twins AAA affiliate. Former catcher in the Royals chain.
Has some big league experience. Played in postseason.
And he is batting for Andy Tracy with 1 on and 1 out here in the International League half of the 5th inning. Huber's a guy who seems like he's older than he is because you've been hearing his name for so long.
Yes.
But he's only 27 years old. He just turned 27 on July 1st.
Which is not old. You're in the prime of your baseball career pretty much when you reach 30, 31, 32 in the big leagues. You want to be up in the big leagues at that particular time. So he's at 20, 28, 29. There's still a chance.
There is still a chance. Earlier we mentioned the name of Keith Lockhart, somebody who broke in at 29 years old and spent 10 years in the big leagues.
Yes.
To center, and Evans started back. Now coming in, Jackson tagging. He can fly. Evans for the catch. He's got a gun for an arm. He double clutches, and the throw is late. A sac fly for Justin Huber. 4-1. The IL leads it.
Double clutch, got the ball, caught the ball high, not in front like you want to, and then he double clutch, and that was too late, especially with the speed that Austin Jackson has. So you got to have everything working accordingly to get a fast runner like that, because it wasn't hit very far. It was shallow actually, and he had a chance to make a better play on it, but he didn't, and Austin scored.
Justin Huber, you can see him smiling there. Just a great guy. You know, Will Rogers said, I never met a man I didn't like. I've never met an Australian I didn't like.
That's right, mate.
They just all seem to be delightful.
Always happy-go-lucky guys.
And Shelley Duncan was very happy-go-lucky the other night during the home run derby.
He was a very enthusiastic player with the pumps and everything he brought to New York when he was up there hitting home run.
The celebrations, they started calling him Slam Duncan.
Yeah. He definitely got a reputation around the league as a guy with a lot of energy. To some, they thought was too much.
Well, Joe Torre, when he was managing there, said he liked to stay out of his way because he didn't want to get hurt during the celebrations.
I like guys showing emotion, playing with emotions.
Oh, I do too. Evans puts it away. A triple for Jackson. He scores on the Huber sac fly. 4-1 International League halfway through.
Planning a trip? Make it the Lehigh Valley. It fits your budget with a wide range of affordable travel packages. It fits your interests with festivals, outdoor recreation, family attractions, and seasonal activities. And it fits your travel time. We're located an hour north of Philadelphia and less than 2 hours west of New York City. Call or visit us online today to request a free Lehigh Valley map and guide brochure. Lehigh Valley, Pennsylvania. It just fits.
Musco's light-structured green sports lighting cuts operating costs in half with less energy use, cuts spill light by half, and includes a 25-year warranty. For your budget, for the environment, Musco Lighting, we make it happen.
Check out RedWingsBaseball.com for a wide selection of Rochester Red Wings caps, T-shirts, game-worn jerseys, and a replica jersey T-shirts featuring Red Wings legends Cal Ripken, Justin Morneau, Joe Mauer, and others. Order today at RedWingsBaseball.com.
The new CVS.com from CVS Pharmacy is the easiest and most convenient way to manage your prescriptions. Just log on to CVS.com. You can view your prescription history, order refills, and then choose a pickup location. You can also check the status of your prescriptions, and we can remind you when you need your next refill. The new CVS.com from CVS Pharmacy is just another way we're helping you care for yourself and your family. CVS Pharmacy, for all the ways you care.
These days, you never know what the economy's going to throw at you. And when you're saving for retirement, it can be pretty overwhelming. But that's where the principal can help. As one of the nation's retirement leaders, we have the financial tools and know-how to help you get back in the game with a little more confidence. Now is a good time to know the principal.
Welcome back to Portland and PGE Park. It's 4-1 International League here. And I'm here with Frank Froz, one of the super fans, kind of. You guys don't talk like the Bulls fans and the Bears fans, but you guys do come to every AAA All-Star game every year since 1988. How'd that happen, Frank?
Well, for me and my father, it was a Father's Day gift to my father in Buffalo, where he lives. Then the next one was in Columbus, so he came down to Columbus. Then we went to Vegas. It continued on, and then we hooked up with the two of the other couples in Albuquerque, and since that we've been great friends with that. And then just recently found out there's a seventh guy, Lloyd Kerr, who has been to all the games as well.
Now, how does PGE Park compare with some of the other venues you've seen in those 22 years?
A little older, but I like the feel of it. It's kind of got that old feel with the ivy on the wall. It kind of sits down. You know, some of the newer parks, we've had the opportunity to go and see some of those, so it's been fun. And this has taken us to places that we normally would never have gone on our own for a vacation.
I want you to introduce the country to the rest of the super fans here, the 7 people who've gone to every AAA All-Star game.
If you go down the line, we have Herschel Cook, Rob Shafstall, his wife Janet, Lloyd Kerr, then Herschel's wife Mary, and then my father Mike Connor sitting down there.
Thanks a lot, Frank. Guys, back up to you.
Boy, that's dedication, huh? That is a lot of traveling.
That's awesome. Love to see it.
They've been to every AAA All-Star game. Started in 1988 at Pilot Field in Buffalo. Next one in Columbus, then Vegas, Louisville, etc. And now in its 22nd year at PGE Park here in Portland, Oregon. Jose Vacadano has come out of the bullpen for the International League, and there's a shot past the shortstop, Reed Brignac, and Matt Miller starts it off with the 3rd hit for the PCO.
Talking about another impressive young man, talking to the Rockies official. This guy's definitely put himself in the mix, although it's crowded in Colorado as far as outfield is concerned. But he's definitely making names up for himself, being very consistent each and every level, getting the job done. Good corner outfielder, good arm. They got a lot of tough decisions. That's a good thing to have as a major league team, to have good minor league players in your system.
Yeah, Miller's coming along as an outfielder and had a great year last year between AA and AAA, and not really regarded by most scouts as one of the organization's top prospects, but he just continues to open eyes.
Finds a way each and every year. Doesn't complain, comes in with a positive attitude. And of course, I get that from Junior each and every day. I asked about players and their personalities and how they carry themselves. And he just said, just full of energy, positive each and every day.
Matt Miller, a teammate of Eric Young Jr., the Colorado Springs Sky Sox. Two balls and 1 strike to Chris Robinson. Robinson, the catcher for the Cubs AAA affiliate, the Iowa Cubs. He's from Ontario, Canada. Jose Vacadano, meanwhile, He is trying to become the second ever major leaguer from the country of Honduras. The other one, Gerald Young, played for the Astros in the late 80s and early 90s.
And I have to get Jose nickname out. His nickname is Flacco.
Flacco?
Which means skinny dude.
And it's a base hit to left field for Chris Robinson off skinny dude. Flacco. Flacco. Are you talking about Joe Flacco, the quarterback?
Right.
Back-to-back singles for Miller and Robinson. Brendan Caton coming up, and in his last at-bat in the third inning, stepped in against J.D. Martin and hammered it out.
That was absolutely a bomb right there by the scoreboard. Got an inside fastball, and he was able to open up and come through it.
Now this is the Pacific Coast League's chance to get back into this. 2 on and none out. And Brendan Caton tied for third in the league in home runs with 19 in the PCL and hitting 8th in the order. He's already gone yard once tonight, and a tough assignment against a side-arming right-hander, but he's already given up hits to the right-hand hitters Miller and Robinson.
Well, Jose Vacadano definitely had problems against left-handers, but seems like he's having problems against right-handers tonight.
Well, you would think, but being the few left-hand hitters he's faced, they've only hit 106 against him. Right-hand hitters are hitting 253, so that's counterintuitive.
Exactly. I figured he'd have more, especially being a side armor, more sink on his ball, but it's not moving much tonight, and the guys are able to get good wood on it.
See, that one had some movement on it. 1 and 2.
Being a sidearm, when you throw a fastball, it's definitely going to have immediate sink, automatic sink, and that right there is the way he wants the movement of the ball to go to right-handed hitters. That way they have no chance and get jammed. But based on the first couple of hits, they're not getting jammed. He's keeping it more on the plate and is not sinking into them as much.
Now the 1-2. And that one had good movement on it as well. And this time Caton strikes out. First out of the inning.
In this situation, you're looking for a ground ball, of course, to turn that double play. And that's the type of movement down that little at the last second was able to sink down, and he was able to miss it. Got his hands tied up and not able to get, especially a power hitter, wanting to get extended.
Now, Joe DiMaggio was a right-hand hitter, and he said that was the toughest pitch for him to hit, a sinker ball coming down and in on his knees.
I think if you look at my average, it probably was 150 against sinker ball pitchers.
Esteban Herman flew out to right his first time up. And we're going to start seeing changes soon. So for Herman, this may or may not be his final at-bat. There are 6 reserves for each team as far as position players go. So some guys are going to go all the way, and that one goes all the way to the backstop. And runners move up to second and third.
When you work inside with the sinker ball pitcher, sidearm coming down, almost touching the ground, then it becomes very difficult to hit that outside corner. So now guess what? He has to come back inside with that sinker.
Now base hit from Herman could get the PCL back within a buck. Matt Miller at third. Chris Robinson, a catcher, but he has good wheels at second. He had to hold up, fearful the ball might be caught, but he's being sent home by Reddy anyway. And he will score a 2-run single for Esteban Herman. Four to 3 International League.
Being a professional hitter, know he had trouble going outside. He was coming back. He stepped off the plate to give himself a little bit more room to extend his arms, and he was able to swing and get a good pitch right over the plate. Good job by a guy that knows what he's doing in the batter's box.
I remember Keith Hernandez talking about a time he was watching a game on TV, and he saw Steve Garvey back up about 3 inches while a pitcher was going into his windup. Did you ever do that?
Yes. If you know a guy's beating you up inside with a hard sinker, the best thing to do is to get off the plate, knowing if it's close to you, a sinking coming towards you, to lay off and allow it to get more on the plate. That's what he was able to do right there.
And Herman goes, and the throw goes into center field, and interference has been called on Eric Young Jr. And the plate umpire, Mike Malinsky, was there to make the call right away. And Rick Sweet, the manager of the International League team, is coming out. Or what did he call?
No, actually it was ball in play. He just happened to hit. Once the hitter went down, it faked the bunt, and the catcher just threw the ball right and hit him in the helmet. That's ball in play.
All right.
There's no interference right there.
The plate umpire, Mike Malinsky, threw up his arms as if to say time. So Herman down to second. He was going. It is a stolen base. And now a base hit from E.Y. Jr. could tie the game. How much did you work with your son on hitting when he was growing up?
I just played as a father. When you think about this, the batter, he's in his position. It's up to the catcher to avoid throwing it at him. And that right there, the ball is in play at that time. And that's what the umpire was actually illustrating right there. The ball is in play.
Very well done by the plate umpire, Mike Malinsky.
But back to your question, I just played as a dad, soft tossing, allowing him to hit any way he wanted to. A lot of credit has to go to Junior for being a switch hitter, because he did a lot in the zone, and the scout that actually drafted him, Mike Garlotti, was the one that worked with him tremendously a lot at his studio and getting EY ready as a switch hitter. So a lot of credit goes to those two guys that getting together. I can't take that credit, Richard. As much credit I want to take because of my son, I cannot take that.
Yeah, he said, though, that you were a baseball player second and a dad first.
Always. Always.
And still 3-2 to Eric Young Jr.
But one thing I did tell him, if he was going to become a slap hitter from the left side, Daddy might have a little problem with that, because I didn't want him to take away from his power on the right side if he couldn't do it on the left side as well. So the effort and the grind and everything, a lot of just goes to him.
And that's up the middle for a base hit. The third base is Herman. Reddy puts up the stop sign. Herman puts on the brakes. And so Eric Young Jr., who had a home run in the Futures game 3 days ago, now has a base hit to keep the line moving. And there are runners at the corners with one down against Jose Vacadano. And Rick Sweet, the skipper of the International League, is coming out.
Did a nice job with there. What he's been working on is having a two-strike approach and not overswinging with two strikes. And that was a nice pitch, a great pitch, sinking down. He was able to go down and get it and hit it hard for a base hit.
We have a pitching change for the International League, and the PCL is back within a run. 4-3 IL in the bottom of the fifth.
The line between like and love? You've crossed it. Let the world know. Put your favorite team logo on your credit card, debit card, and checks with MLB Banking. Only from Bank of America.
The skies will light up over Syracuse at Alliance Bank Stadium Friday, July 24th and Saturday, July 25th, when the Chiefs take on the Louisville Bats each night at 7 p.m. Enjoy a night out at the ballpark as the Chiefs battle the Bats. Then after each game, enjoy a fantastic fireworks show presented by Labatt, McLean Northeast, Time Warner Cable, and Sports Radio 620 WHCN. For tickets, call 474-7833, visit the stadium box office, or log on to SyracuseChiefs.com. Chiefs Baseball 2009, on track to Washington.
There's something unmistakable about a big league city. Whether it's the sounds of New York, the sights of Chicago, the energy of Houston, or the buzz of LA. A big league city is truly unmistakable. which is why you might be surprised to know that everything you've just seen is in Oklahoma City, America's latest big league city. If you haven't seen us lately, it's time you paid us a visit.
Back here in the Pacific Northwest, Portland, Oregon, International League leading the PCL 4-3, 2-on-1 out in the bottom of the 5th. And the new pitcher is from the Durham Bulls. And former Portland Beaver, Dale Thayer. Just a little bit of time in the big leagues this year with the parent Tampa Bay Rays, and EY goes and to right field, and it's caught by Stubbs. Here comes Herman, but EY Jr. gets doubled off. He misread that line drive off the bat of Alcides Escobar. The PCL gets 2, they leave 1, and we've played 5, 4-3 International League.
Baby! Oh! Woo! Nothing but air!
Dan, I want you to meet my man, Benny. Hey, Benny. Benny likes T-shirts, but he sits way up there with the real fans. Now, the people down here, they already got T-shirts. Expensive T-shirts. T-shirts with rhinestones on them. Now, you gonna hook my man Benny here up or not?
T-shirts! Oh! Woo! Oh, oh!
The ESPYs, Sunday at 9 p.m. Eastern on ESPN. The fan gets what the fan wants. Presented by Under Armour and Land Rover.
The inventory closeout is going on now at Lou Jack Hyundai. A huge shipment of summer inventory is on the way. We must sell new Hyundais to make room through Monday. 09 Accents, the perfect way to upgrade your clunker, just $99.95 or $99 a month. Elantras, $13,995 or $169 a month. Sonatas, $16,495 or $209 a month. Click LouJack.com now for closeout prices on new Hyundais.
Lou Jack's has it and we have it for less.
At U.S. Golf Outlet Center in Moline, we can help you find the perfect golf equipment and accessories to improve your game. U.S. Golf offers a wide range of custom golf clubs, built to fit your swing and build at an affordable price. Featuring all the latest designs in club heads, shafts, and grips from golf's leading manufacturers, including Wynn, Lamkin, Fujikura, and many more. U.S. Golf has a wide selection of bags, gloves, and accessories. Make the most of every round. Put the latest materials and technology to work for you. See the experts at U.S. Golf Outlet Center in Moline.
Welcome back to the AAA All-Star Game live from Portland. It's 4-3 International League here in the top half of the 6th inning. We're at field level here at PGE Park, and one of the reasons we're at field level are these cabinets in this where I'm leading on here in the field level suites. This is Alaskan yellow fir wood here that I'm leaning on. And the significance of this wood is that this was originally the bleachers back in 1926 when this ballpark was built. And then when they renovated in 2001, they were taking out the bleachers and installing the suites upstairs. And when they did that, one of the workers actually was whittling one of the bleachers and whittling the wood to pass the time at lunch and realized just how quality the wood was. And when he realized how good it was, they decided, you know, let's reuse this wood, reduce, reuse, recycle back in 2001 here in Portland. And they rebuilt it into all this furniture that's in all the suites and all the bars here at PGE Park. So it adds a little touch of class and something that could be lost if they have a new ballpark in a couple of years. Guys?
Okay, thanks a lot, John. Knuckleballer Charlie Hager from the Albuquerque Isotopes coming out of the bullpen, and we have a number of defensive changes for the Pacific Coast League. Barbaro Canizares starting it off here, and Esteban Herman over to the new first baseman Brian LaHare, and there is one down here in the PCL half of the 6th.
What a difficult task now to come and try to hit a knuckleball after facing guys that throw hard and throw tight sliders, and now you got to change your whole game plan against a knuckleball.
Yeah, some guys didn't like to hit against him because they said that it would mess up your swing for the next several days.
Well, the key is the problem is a lot of guys go in and try to change a lot of things. The best thing is try to keep your same approach a little slower and really attack once the ball comes in the zone.
And that last knuckleball, 70 miles an hour.
Wow.
And 90% of his pitches are knuckleballs. And there's something about the name Charlie in knuckleballers. You had Charlie Huff, Charlie Hager, Charlie Zink in the Red Sox chain. And he's actually worked a couple of different times. Once in the White Sox chain, once in the Dodgers chain with Charlie Huff. Eric Munson, the new catcher. And Munson was brought into the game at the same time because he's caught a knuckleballer before. He caught Steve Sparks in spring training for the Astros, and Chris Robinson hadn't caught one before. I think he was looking forward to the challenge, but Munson brought in because he has a little bit of experience at it. And you can see the oversized glove that Munson is using. That's actually Charlie Hager's glove. It's about twice the size of a normal catcher's mitt, and he carries it with him wherever he goes.
I mean, you know what? We talk about trying to hit the knuckleball. How about the catcher trying to catch it?
Well, Bob Uecker said the best way to catch a knuckleball is to wait till it stops rolling and pick it up. Dancing back and forth.
And that's more of your hard-throwing knuckleball that didn't move that much. However, you have a softer one that floats a lot. The different speeds. So if you throw a hard one, you want to try to catch that one.
If the guy throws a good one and throws it consistently, it's really tough to hit.
And as you know, Tim Wakefield, throws a great knuckleball at different speeds. And occasionally when he know you like flat-footed and really thinking about the knuckleball, he'll try to sneak in a fastball.
And Cervenak pops it up. LaHair calling for it.
Yes, Tim Wakefield.
And there are two down. Now, Charlie Lau said that there are two theories to hitting a knuckleball. Unfortunately, neither of them works.
It's a lot of luck in it. I mean, if your approach is staying soft, staying slow, you just hope he's got a knuckleball that moves that much that he can walk you, that is wild. But if it's not, see, like right there, he tried to sneak in a fastball that actually moved in. You have to be ready for that particular pitch. Because if he give it to you around the plate, that's what you want, of course.
He didn't throw many of those. I looked it up. You were 11 for 38 against knuckleballers in your career. Wakefield, Huff, Dennis Springer, Steve Sparks, Tom Candiotti. How'd you do it?
Well, I remember, watching Mike catch Tom Candiotti. I mean, he knew it was going to be a battle, and it's like as far as offense, we didn't even worry that much about it that particular day because we know he would be exhausted after trying to handle that knuckleball.
You're talking about Mike Piazza?
Yes. It was a tremendous challenge, but it's one that catchers endear to. They love going against catching that knuckleballer. See, the approach will swing to take your normal swing and hope that you're able to catch it at the right time. And that's what he was able to do right there. And of course, that one didn't have much movement. It stayed up in the zone for him. And those are the easy ones as well.
And now here's Eric Kratz, who started off the International League's 3-run rally with a double back in the third inning. I got to think it's also tough for the umpire to call that pitch, huh?
It is, because it's constantly moving, and you're hopefully trying to see where the ball goes over the home plate. However, you're also looking at where the catcher catches it. So you have to decide, as an umpire, you have to decide which one you're going with, over the plate or where he catches it at. Like that one came across the plate, however, it was a little high and outside, but it did come across the plate.
Knuckleball is thrown so that it comes up without any spin on it. And some pitchers have said they like it when there's about a 1/4 rotation. That's going to get more than that. That ball's hammered out toward 18th Avenue, and it is gone. Eric Kratz, who doubled earlier, hits a 2-run home run off of Charlie Hager, the knuckleballer, to extend the lead for the IL again.
See, that was more like a change-up, turnover type pitch. It wasn't a knuckleball, and it was just stayed up there in the zone. Those type of pitches you cannot miss when you're facing a knuckleball pitcher, and Eric Kratz did not miss that one.
He almost looked like he was appreciating the flight of that ball and how far it went.
Oh, he definitely went. A home run like that, you should be able to look at it a little bit. And at the end, it seemed like he gave Mom a little shout there. Tell me something, Rich. Why they don't say Dad? Tell me that.
Gotta keep it alive, sir.
Ask your son.
Well, I don't know. When he get that opportunity, I'm going to wait and see. But that's okay. You give Mom the credit. It's all right. It's all right.
Reed Brignac doubled earlier. Flied out to left in the 4th inning. There was an Oakland A's pitcher back in the 70s. I can't remember his name, but I know he gave up a long home run. He said, I liked it. It was like it had a crew of 4 and a meal. It went so far. Reed Brignac strikes out against the knuckleball, but Eric Kratz hammered it out of here. A 2-run home run to extend the International League lead again. The IL leads the PCL 6-3.
Is a stubborn optimist. Home sees light at the end of the hallway. Home knows the importance of responsible lending. We do too. Because it's time for something simpler, something clearer, something that helps you be a successful homeowner. Feeling confident that you've chosen the home loan that's right for you. Starting now, Home has a new address.
Hey, want to let you know I'm going to be off on Monday.
I never heard of Chinchilla Day.
Sure you have. It's called the Revolucion de Chinchilla. It was when the pet chinchillas of a tiny Pueblo town rose up against the people. For 3 bloody days, the fighting continued. Until finally, the last of the chinchillas was gone.
And how do you celebrate?
3 days in Vegas. It's a cultural obligation.
Huntington Park, the new home of the Columbus Clippers, is located in the city's hustling and bustling downtown arena district. Come visit Columbus and be amazed by all there is to see and do in this modern Midwest city located in our nation's heartland.
Our team, our town, come on, come on, come on.
For tickets and information, call 614-462-5250 or log on to clippersbaseball.com.
Sometimes just an extra little kick. Power boost. An extra burst of speed is what separates winners from those other guys. Power boost. Not for human consumption. Power boost. It's not for you. It's for your internet. The power and speed to get more of what you're into. That's Cox High-Speed Internet.
The International League leads the Pacific Coast League 6-3 going to the bottom of the 6th. Sunday night is a special night of sports action on ESPN. First, Sunday night baseball starts at a special time of 6 Eastern as David Wright and the Mets face their National League East rivals Chipper Jones and the Braves. And you can see in the National League East, Florida 4 games out, Atlanta 6 out, the Mets 3 games under 500, 6.5 games back. And they just executed that surprising trade to some. Jeff Francoeur going to the New York Mets, leaving his hometown team. Barbaro Canizares. And there is one down here in the Pacific Coast League, half of the 6th inning as Matt Merton grounds out.
I think that was a good move for both teams. Guys just need a change of scenery at times, and a lot of pressure down in Atlanta for Jeff Francoeur. Hometown. Just didn't get things done down there. So hopefully in New York, a second chance, and good move for Ryan Church to get down to Atlanta, get more playing time. It's a good move for both teams.
By the way, you can catch the ESPYs after Sunday Night Baseball.
You know, actually, it was surprising to see actually trade within your division. Teams don't like to do that. That player tends to come back and haunt you.
Yeah, and what surprised me about it is what Francoeur said. He said he thinks he'll be comfortable as a Met because they play them 18 times a year, and he said when you do that, you get to develop some friendships. Now, obviously, there's not the rancor between the Braves and the Mets that there is between, say, the Mets and the Phillies.
Exactly, huh? Wow, that's...
I found that hard to believe that he would say that.
Exactly. Well, sometimes when you get traded, you say things and there's a lot of emotions going on. There was some bad feelings going on in Atlanta with Jeff Francoeur. So I guess with the trade, he was able to exhale and now realize, okay, I'm going back with that "I'll show you" attitude.
Yeah.
And you know, he's an outgoing, he's a lively guy, very excited, aggressive type player. New York is a perfect city for him, I think.
Let's check in with John Manuel downstairs.
Oh, we're here with Eric Kratz, who hit the home run last inning. And Eric, first when you got up there, I saw you said something to Eric Munson, the catcher who was trying to catch the knuckleballer Charlie Hager. What was that little catcher's fraternity conversation like?
I mean, that's a tough draw for him. First guy to catch, coming out of the bullpen, knuckleballer. You know, guy you probably never caught a knuckleballer. I told him, better you than me.
And then you got ahead 3-0 in the count. Do you look knuckleball 3-0, or it looks like you weren't looking for knuckleball in that situation?
I wasn't looking for knuckleball. I figured if he threw one, I would hopefully lay off of it, but I was definitely looking for a heater in that situation because he probably didn't want to walk me, and I got a heater.
Well, you're 29 years old, former Division III player, not a high draft pick. I mean, this is a kind of grind of your career, but here's a kind of a high point of the AAA All-Star game. Now you hit a home run. Kind of what's the whole week been like for you?
Oh, it's a blast. I mean, it's the easiest thing to say, oh, they've done a great job here, but they really have. I mean, they've done an unbelievable job. It's a beautiful city, and this is my first time out this far, and I love it. I mean, all these guys on the team are just having a good time. It's a real relaxed environment. We're all enjoying it.
Well, we enjoyed the home run, Eric Kratz. Congratulations. Thanks for the time. Back up to you guys.
Okay, thanks a lot, John. John Manuel, on-field reporter, Baseball America editor-in-chief. Eric Patterson getting his first at-bat. He came on to play center field in place of Terry Evans in the top of the inning. And there are two away here in the PCL half of the sixth. Dale Thayer got the last 2 outs of the fifth inning as Alcides Escobar lined to right into the double play when Eric Young Jr. was breaking for second. And he's back out for the sixth, and now with 2 out and 1 on, Chad Huffman climbs in, a local favorite, outfielder for the Portland Beavers.
Nice ovation for Chad right there. Guess you would get goosebumps if you were home crowd. A lot of pressure. You know you want to do well in front of him.
He sure seemed to feed off him in the home run derby on Monday night. He hit 15 out and won the home run derby. And in the final round, hit 5 home runs, $100 for each home run, $500 plus $500 for winning. That's $1,000. Nice take for them.
And a nice computer. Don't forget that.
Yeah, nice computer from Best Buy.
Yes.
Chad Huffman's brother Royce played in the 2004 AAA All-Star game in Pawtucket. Royce Huffman now with the Oklahoma City Red Hawks.
And talking about some of the things that Chad does well, talking to a Padre scout, pretty much say he's a good right-handed power hitter. Probably will have a difficult time playing every day in the outfield in the major leagues, but definitely to find the right team.
And that 88 mile-an-hour fastball comes back and hits the outside corner, and Huffman strikes out looking to the ire of the crowd here at PGE Park. And we go to the top half of the seventh. The IL leads the PCL 6-3.
ESPN.com/round 1. Round 5.
Oh, yeah. All day long. That's right.
Round 15.
Let's go.
Mason Crosby.
ESPN Fantasy Football. Play for free at ESPN.com. Follow your sports.
Right now, buying a Toyota makes more sense than ever. You get the quality you can depend on. You can take advantage of unprecedented selection, and now you can get 0% financing on your favorite Toyota models. Like 0% financing plus $750 bonus cash on Camry. Or 0% financing and $500 bonus cash on Corolla. Or get 0% financing on a RAV4. Where can you find great cars, great leases, and great deals? Your Toyota dealer.
Join the fun in downtown Davenport on 2nd Street at the Davenport One Street Fest during Bix Weekend, July 24th and 25th. Enjoy festival food, live music, crafts, family activities, and more. Come for lunch, stay for dinner. Meet your friends and family during the Quad City's biggest homecoming party, Bix Weekend at the Davenport One Street Fest in downtown Davenport. Visit downtowndavenport.com for details. Brought to you by Davenport One and these great local sponsors.
Top of the seventh here at PGE Park in Portland, Oregon. The AAA All-Star Game. The IL leads the PCL 6-3. Last year in Louisville was the 21st AAA All-Star Game, and the International League took a tiny 2-0 lead into the 9th inning, but the PCL scored 6 times there as A.J. Ellis capped it off by doubling home 2. Then in the bottom of the ninth, Chris Carter smoked a 2-out, 2-run home run to make it 6-5 PCL, but that would be as close as the International League would get. And the PCL will come from behind 6-5 win in Louisville, and now trying to turn the tables and win in the PCL Park. And Rick Sweet always enjoys himself, feeling pretty good about things right now. R.J. Swindle of the Nashville Sounds, the Brewers' top affiliate. Swindle comes out of the bullpen. The famous Chicken in one of his final performances. He was winding his career down. And always has a good time with the youngsters. R.J. Swindle, among his other pitches, he throws a curveball that was clocked once this year at 53 miles an hour.
No way. How are you supposed to hit that?
I hope he shows it to us here. Just for fun.
Funky left-hander, great arm angle, and great situational guy. Former independent players. You mentioned earlier about players coming from that particular league.
He's Rip Sewell that threw an Ephus pitch in an all-star game. Ted Williams came out of his shoes to hit it. So I hope Swindle breaks out the slow curveball, not an Ephus pitch, but just a slow curve.
He has to be careful with the prospect with power like Jorge Padilla. 29 years old. Time is, as some consider, maybe running out, but this guy's putting together a tremendous year.
Padilla leading the International League in hitting.
Hitting like that, the Nationals might find a way to get him up there for opportunities to help their ball club out. Wouldn't be a long-term solution, of course. Uh-oh.
Foul ball coming back close to you, EY.
I thought it was going over there to get that prime rib. Didn't want to waste much of that, huh?
That was just a little bit off.
Yeah,
right.
I was getting my hands.
Got you barehanded.
That's all we have right here.
And you know what? I patted you on the arm earlier, and I just about cut my hand, man. You're still pretty.
No. But best believe I was going to catch it.
Backdoor breaking ball. Strike 3 call to Jorge Padilla from R.J. Swindle.
Tell me something. Speaking of.
Padilla right now feels like he's been swindled.
Oh, gave up on it, came around, late break, right over the plate. Yes. Speaking of prime rib, what you from around here? What? If I came to Portland, would I want seafood? Would I want a steak?
You'd want salmon.
Is that good?
Mm-hmm. Salmon, crawfish. In a place downtown called Jake's Famous Crawfish, and there it is, that big slow bender, 50 miles an hour.
And most hitters probably would just sit there and watch it as well.
And maybe chuckle. And then that one coming up there, sidearm at 82 miles an hour. Dwight Bernard, the pitching coach for the Tacoma Rainiers for the PCL. Randy Reddy, the manager of the Portland Beavers, the PCL manager. I'm sure enjoying that one.
Randy, when I say he was feisty, I mean he came when he got on that field. He was tough. He came in at second base on slides.
And Esteban Herman's throw is late. It hops past LaHare, and Drew Stubbs took a turn and quickly got back to the bag. He had taken a turn towards second, so he had to get back.
You know, the Phillies back in the 90s were definitely known for playing hard-nosed, clean baseball. Tough play by Esteban right here. Probably the only chance he had was to go bare hand, but he decided to go with the glove because the ball was moving. But with good speed, really had no chance.
That's Drew Stubbs' second hit. That brings up Justin Huber, who had a sac fly his first time up, taking over for Andy Tracy as the International League DH. Stubbs is tied for first in the International League in stolen bases with 33. Herman does a 360, and he goes down to second and back to first, not in time. B.Y. Jr. doing everything he can on the turn.
With Esteban going to his left towards the line as a second baseman turning the double play, he might want to come across and cut the distance down and make a quick throw over. A close play, he was safe, as much as I want to say out, but he was safe.
Good call. You know what? It's okay for you to be a homer.
Okay, all right, that's good.
If your son is the second baseman, it's okay for you to be a homer. Mike Estabrook, the first base umpire, with a call. And that could be a tough call for an umpire because a lot of times they're watching the base and listening for the ball hit the glove, and if it hits the ground first, it takes a little bit of practice to be able to get that. There's that big, slow curveball.
And what did he do? Freeze on it.
The titters out of the crowd.
Oh, look at that. What is that?
Jordan Brown thinking, what in the world? This crowd is still talking about that pitch from R.J. Swindle. A lot of foul territory here on the third base side for Esteban Herman. And cannot come up with it. More foul territory here, I think, than you'll find down in Oakland.
There's a lot. Definitely had the room and thought he was getting close to the rail right there. But he should have known his teammates would pick him up.
Michael Ryan over there. Oh, and 2 on Jordan Brown. The Columbus Clippers, the Indians AAA affiliate. Jordan Brown, a first baseman by trade, and learning to play the outfield, and things are coming along for him there. Stays alive.
You look at his numbers. This guy is constantly improving each and every year. Last year he hit 7 home runs. He already have 10 home runs now. A big improvement there. We at the halfway point. Then you think about he hit 281 last year. He's at 322, off to a good start. He just seems to open up eyes each and every time he goes out there, making it difficult for the Indians to make a move in regards to protecting him or not.
And that's always a decision organization has to make. And he takes a swing at that slow curveball and hits it in the air to center. And Eric Patterson. It is stretch time here at PGE Park in Portland, Oregon, where the International League is leading the Pacific Coast League 6-3. And we are going to stay here and turn it over to the public address announcer at PGE Park, Kevin Flink, who will introduce tonight's rendition of God Bless America.
Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Kiara Smith as she performs God Bless America.
Musco's light-structured green sports lighting cuts operating costs in half with less energy use, cuts spill light by half, and includes a 25-year warranty. For your budget, for the environment, Musco Lighting, we make it happen.
Check out RedWingsBaseball.com for a wide selection of Rochester Red Wings caps, T-shirts, game-worn jerseys, and a replica jersey T-shirts featuring Red Wings legends Cal Ripken, Justin Morneau, Joe Mauer, and others. Order today at RedWingsBaseball.com.
And I'll see you in Music City.
Since RE/MAX first opened its doors back in 1973, we've helped millions of families buy or sell a home through good times and bad, including 5 previous recessions. RE/MAX agents have provided the kind of experience America relies on to get the job done. Today, in the worst housing market most of us have ever seen, that experience is more important than ever. Find out what RE/MAX can do for you. Nobody sells more real estate than RE/MAX.
Hey fans, get your favorite merchandise of the Toledo Mud Hens, the Toledo Walleye Hockey Team, and the Toledo Bullfrogs Arena Football Team at the Swamp Shop or online at mudhens.com.
International League leads 6-3 going to the bottom of the 7th. Let's go downstairs again to John Manuel.
Yeah, we're down here at PGE Park, and all the foul territory behind third base is really unique. You don't see this anymore in major league stadiums that are built just for baseball. Here at PGE Park, built in 1926 as a multi-purpose facility, you have all kinds of foul territory. Now, senior advisor Jack Kane, who brought baseball back to Portland in 2001, back to the AAA level, he's the one who told me he thought it was approximately 90 feet. It's not in the media guide, so no one really exactly knows, but it's a lot of foul territory, and Esteban Herman found out the hard way. If you're not used to it, it can be really treacherous to try to make plays over there. Guys?
Okay, thanks a lot, John. John Manuel, editor-in-chief of Baseball America. And a new pitcher for the International League, Zach Kroenke, one of 3 members of the Scranton Wilkes-Barre Yankees, New York Yankees AAA affiliate, to be here in the AAA All-Star game. Kroenke, 4-seam fastball, sinker, slider, and splitter. And facing Eric Munson. Munson didn't have a job in the offseason, and he was working out with his boyhood friend, Eric Chavez, and taking hacks in Chavez's backyard, the batting cage. And Chavez called Billy Beane and said, you know what, you got to take a close look at this guy. And here he is in the A's organization.
A veteran type guy, more like an insurance policy for a young catcher like Kurt Suzuki up in Oakland. Something happens, Eric up to one of the catchers, he'll be the first called up. He's a good guy to have around, works extremely hard.
Let's go downstairs to John Manuel again.
Yeah, guys, Eric Munson and Eric Chavez, you mentioned that they go way back, like you said, and they also are high school teammates at Mount Carmel High. And Chavez was a first-round pick in 1996. Munson was a second-round pick of the Atlanta Braves, but didn't sign and went to USC, where he helped lead the Trojans to the 1998 National Championship, along with some future big leaguers like Jason Lane, Morgan Ensberg. So those guys' careers kind of been intertwined, and Munson was the 3rd overall pick in 1999 of the Tigers, Detroit Tigers. Josh Hamilton went 1st overall in that draft. Josh Beckett went 2nd overall in that draft. Those 2 guys won the All-Star game last night. Munson's career, he's had a lot of back injuries. It just hasn't gone the way he thought it would, and same thing with Eric Chavez. So they've kind of been linked throughout their careers.
And there are 2 down. Seth Bynum throwing out Eric Munson. In fact, 1 down here in the PCL half of the 7th inning. Eric Munson, 360 career major league games. The Tigers, the Rays, the Astros.
Had a chance of facing him in some games, going up against him, trying to steal against him. I wouldn't say if I had success or not. I won't let you know that, Rich.
Do you remember?
Yes.
Now, hitters remember how they do against pitchers. You as a base
stealer, I remember catches because a lot of my technique was based on catchers, not all so much on pitchers. I wanted to know if the catcher had a good arm. Would he open up and give me the sign? There were little things like that catchers would do, especially if they concentrate more on the offense. Get lazy behind the plate. Eric wasn't one of those catchers, but I would study him a lot, study the catchers just as much as I studied the pitcher.
That's amazing to me that you can remember specifically particular catchers and what their tendencies were.
Oh, yes, indeed. And then you have your little book, too. I mean, you have to write down in your book.
You were a writer, huh? Because not everybody is.
That's right. You have to write things down, and especially if you don't face them as much. And those are little things, the advantages you have as a base stealer when you're out there knowing about the catcher as well as the pitcher.
And that's a foul ball past the diving Mike Cervenak.
You know, there used to be one guy in particular, you know, going up against Pudge Rodriguez. And we faced each other in minor leagues, and we had our battles down there, and it continued up. And he was one guy that I remember that I knew for a fact, if the legs were not feeling good or if the whole body wasn't feeling 100%, that was probably shutdown mode at that particular time, because you had to be working on all cylinders against him trying to steal a base.
Yeah, he shut down a lot of guys. Brendan Caton back in the third inning. Got the scoring started for the Pacific Coast League with a home run after they trailed it 3-0, and then they would eventually pull to within 4-3. They now trail 6-3 here in the bottom half of the seventh inning. And Zach Kroenke strikes out Brendan Caton.
Good movement, changeup, floating down. That's what you want with that changeup. You don't want to keep it in that zone, because it'll definitely go where the batter's swinging at. He was able to make it move and go down and got a strikeout. Good changeup, good movement right there.
Esteban Herman from the Oklahoma City Redhawks. AT&T Bricktown Ballpark, beautiful facility there. There are a lot of beautiful parks in the Pacific Coast League and the International League, and AAA baseball is just a great level. It's affordable. You can bring your family out to the ballpark. In some places, you could bring a family of 5 out for $25.
And what's fun about the minor leagues as well is you have activities between innings. You have the chicken coming on the field and other entertainment for you besides the game, which makes it a lot of fun, especially for kids. Great family atmosphere.
The food is affordable.
Food is good.
Giveaways and things like that. Did you ever have an Eric Young bobblehead?
Never had one.
Never had.
See how they stay around long enough for it.
We got to get that figured out. About a Baseball Tonight bobblehead series.
But you're right. The giveaways, if Junior has one, well, that's good enough. If Junior is able to get that done in the major leagues. But you're right. The giveaways, you know, as a player in the minor leagues, you know, you look on the calendar, you're like, what day is this? Okay, giveaway day. Okay, you know you got to get yours and get out of there quick, because there's going to be a lot of people at the game.
Yeah.
So, fireworks.
To center field and Drew Stubbs, and it's over his head. And up and over the fence for an automatic double for Esteban Herman.
Pitcher was able to get his arms extended, stayed with it, threw it, meaning didn't try to pull. Nice swing.
Kroenke hoping it stayed in the yard, and then once it bounced, hoping it got out of the yard so that he would have to stop at second.
You know, this is a great showcase, because you know, with the trade deadline coming up in the major leagues, July 31st, you know, there's scouts, there's GMs, there's cross-checkers, everybody here checking this game out. Maybe for a potential trade of this guy, that guy from the minor leagues. And if you're an all-star, you've definitely heightened your visibility as far as a chance of getting traded or being in the package for a big-time pitcher, big-time player.
Eric Young Jr. turning around to bat right-handed for the first time. Now we are a little more than 2 weeks away from the trading deadline, and things will be heating up. So you were strictly a right-hand hitter, and you say he worked with a coach as a youngster to learn how to switch hits. A natural right-hand hitter.
He's a natural, this is the funny part, he's a natural right-handed hitter. And if you talk to the Rockies official, they want him to become more consistent on the right side. And that's because that's his natural style. You figure things will come a little quicker and easier for him. But if you look at the stats, he's struggling from the right side.
When you would take him to the clubhouse with you when he was just a kid, what was that like?
It was like, okay, that's Dad. Okay, Dad, I'll talk to you later, as if I'm going to my 9 to 5, and now he's going to his playtime. And he would go mingle and talk to all the other players. And when I went into my routine, he was able to go and grab a coach and go out and have him hit him fungo and hit him fly balls. And then during BP, when he got older, a little older, he would go and rob all the guys against the wall, making diving catches out there in the outfield. And guys would constantly yell at him, "Leave it alone, Junior." So he was a joy. Came in, greeted everybody, because he gave each player in that locker room respect. Because they're major league, they earn that right.
He strikes out here. The kid still treats everybody with respect, I'll tell you that. The 2-out double wasted. And we go now to the top of the 8th inning here in the AAA All-Star Game. The IL leads the PCL 6-3.
The NASCAR Nationwide Series at Gateway, Saturday at 9 Eastern on ESPN2.
The line between like and love? You've crossed it. Let the world know. Put your favorite team logo on your credit card, debit card, and checks with MLB Banking. Only from Bank of America.
What can you do when you have a rich, unique blend of culture, cuisine, and climate all in one amazing place? You can do it all.
To plan your trip to Albuquerque, visit itsatrip.org.
ESPN's presentation of the AAA All-Star Game, brought to you by Bank of America. By PGE, powering Oregon with wind, solar, and electric vehicles. By Cricket Wireless, America's most affordable 3G network and the pioneer of unlimited talk and text. And by RE/MAX, outstanding agents, outstanding results. There's a shot at downtown Portland, Oregon. The IL leads the PCL 6-3 going to the top half of the 8th inning. And a new pitcher, left-hander Jay Marshall of the Sacramento River Cats, coming in to face Barbaro Canizares. Billy Beane has had some success with these side-arming guys. Chad Bradford, Brad Ziegler, and Jay Marshall putting up good numbers in AAA. And you can see he has the mountain man's beard. His teammate Eric Patterson, who's playing center field right now, said that that's the best beard in professional baseball. It's funny, I was watching the Major League All-Star Game last night for just a brief moment with Jay Marshall, and they showed Ryan Franklin of the Cardinals, who has that big tufted beard. I said, compare yours. He said, his is longer, mine is fuller.
It's too hot for a full beard. But that's what he likes.
Happy-go-lucky left-hander. Now that he's part of the A's organization, he feels like it's kind of honoring their heritage. Charlie Finley once told his players back in the 1970s he'd pay him $100 if they'd grow facial hair, and that's how Raleigh Fingers came up with a handlebar mustache. Let's have a look at how we've gotten to this point so far tonight. In the top of the 3rd inning, Reed Brignac doubled to left center to drive home Eric Eric Kratz. And then Drew Stubbs, 2 batters later, smoked a home run to make it 3-0 IL. And then in the bottom of the 3rd inning, Brendan Caton got one out of here to get one back for the PCL. And then after the PCL later made it 4-3. In the top of the 6th, Eric Kratz drove one out of here. A 2-run home run. His second hit of the game. Also had a double. And so 6-3 International League here in the top half of the 8th inning. Wes Timmons of the Gwinnett Braves coming up to pinch hit for Mike Cervenak, and then it figures that Timmons will stay in the game and play third base. Timmons, the last position player to be used by Rick Sweet, the International League manager.
Wes Timmons plays the game like a guy named Jamie Carroll in the big leagues. Real hard-nosed, give you everything you got each and every day. Sacrifice whatever you want him to do. Sacrifice his own goals for the team at all times. That's how the Braves describe this young man.
Yeah, he says he feels like if he's ever given a shot at the major league level, and he just turned 30 on Sunday.
Yes.
And no major league time yet, but he says he feels like he's not a guy who's going to win you many games, but he's not going to lose you many games either. Says he feels like he does the little things well, as you mentioned.
Yes. And in this game, you never know.
Like Joaquin Andújar said, there's one word that describes baseball, and that one word is you never know.
I like how you bunch those words together.
And Timmons doing the little things and drawing the walk. One out base runner for the International League here in the 8th inning. Martin Prado having a solid year as utility infielder for the Braves. And that's exactly the spot Timmons would like to have. Jeremy Hill, the closer for the Salt Lake Bees, out in the Pacific Coast League bullpen. Seth Bynum up for the 4th time. He's 1 for 3. This is the Cricket Wireless AAA All-Star Game. The best players at the top level of the minor leagues. If you're just joining us, more than 16,000 people here. And Timmons breaks for second and swipes the bag.
Always looking to make a move. Always willing to take advantage of the situation. Wes Timmons.
This is the 3rd largest crowd in AAA All-Star Game history, behind Louisville in 1991, 20,000, and Buffalo in 1988, 19,500. Seth Bynum was in a little bit of a slump in early June, and he said he felt like his upper body was a little too loud.
Meaning heavy?
Yeah, like that he was getting too much of his upper body and not letting the legs do their work.
So he was using his upper body instead of using your legs. When you're hitting, you want to put more of the emphasis on the legs and trust your hands to do a lot of the work when you're hitting.
Eric Patterson came into the game a couple of innings ago in center field. Timmons goes over to third base, and he'll make it safely. 2 down now.
And the thing about it, he has tremendous pop. It's just a matter of allowing it to happen, use his legs more. But right there, he just got under it and got too much height instead of distance in that particular swing.
Here's Cole Armstrong up for his first at-bat, taking over for Eric Kratz. Kratz perhaps the leader in the clubhouse for the most valuable player on the International League side. Kratz a double, a walk, and then the 2-run home run. And now Cole Armstrong, the Charlotte Knights, the Chicago White Sox top affiliate. Off-speed pitch from Marshall. And that's to Brian LaHare, and the inning is over. The International League leaves Timmons at third, and we're going to the bottom half of the 8th inning. 6-3, the IL leads it.
The elements, the pressure, the history, the birthplace of the game. With the sport's oldest major on the line, back-to-back champ Padraig Harrington sets his sights on another title, while Tiger Woods attempts to bring home his 4th claret jug. Third and final rounds of the Open Championship, Saturday and Sunday on ABC.
Swing into Mulligan's Valley Pub for fun times and a great atmosphere. Kick back, sample the incredible drink selections and our daily specials. Watch your favorite teams and sporting events on our flat screen TVs or sit out on the patio with a view of Valley Falls Golf Course. Come see us on Taco Tuesday. Your donations directed to local charities and people in need. Live music on Saturdays. Visit our website, mulligansvalleypub.com. Get your Irish on in Coe Valley.
At Mulligan's Valley Pub.
Hey, Dad, can we go look for my car today?
You know where you want to go? I just don't have a lot of time to waste looking for a car today.
Yeah, I looked online.
Hey, where'd you find all these?
At autosandquadcities.com.
At autosandquadcities.com, you'll find hundreds of vehicles from local car dealers. See details and photos of each car. Save time and money by visiting autosandquadcities.com.
Dad, that's a yellow hatchback, and it doesn't even have a CD player.
That's a shame. We're going to go take a look at it anyways.
6-3, the International League leads, going to the bottom half of the 8th inning here. And Nelson Figueroa coming out of the bullpen for the International League. Wes Timmons stays in the game to play third base. $16,637 here at PGE Park tonight. And they have had a great time watching the Major League stars of tomorrow. Brian McCarn, the first base coach, hitting instructor for the Sacramento River Cats. And there is Nelson Figueroa. The NASCAR Nationwide Series takes center stage as Carl Edwards looks to notch his 3rd career win at his home track. NASCAR Nationwide Series at Gateway. Coverage begins at 9 Eastern on ESPN2 with NASCAR Countdown. For more, log on to ESPN.com. Bright lights, big city. PGE Park. So here in the bottom of the 8th inning, Figueroa coming into face Rusty Ryle.
Next teammate of mine, Figueroa, bounced around a little bit. Type of pitcher that keeps you in the ball game each and every night, won't overwhelm you with anything, but just able to get outs. Doing a good job this year and hopefully getting that crack back up to the major leagues.
He had one start for the Mets this year. There's Rusty Ryle. Having a good season for the Reno Aces, the Diamondbacks AAA affiliate. Wes Timmons and Cole Armstrong, and it's Armstrong for the catch. And there's one down here in the Pacific Coast League half of the 8th inning. Figueroa had one start for the Mets this year, and he pitched well enough. He took the loss 4-2 at home against Milwaukee on April 16th. 3 runs in 6 innings. And that was when Mike Pelfrey missed a turn because of forearm tendonitis. And then after 1 start, he got designated for assignment, taken off the 40-man roster. Could have signed elsewhere, but he said had he gone to another organization, it would have been like his first day of school, going back to kindergarten. He
Starting all over.
Yes.
You know, you get an opportunity to go to somebody else who may not know you as well, know exactly what you can do. The call up back to the major leagues might take longer. Staying with the Mets gives them an opportunity to know that they have him down there just in case something happens in New York. So his return will be quicker here than it would going to somebody else.
And here's another veteran, Michael Ryan. The New Orleans Zephyrs, the Florida Marlins AAA affiliate. Ryan turned 32 on July 6th. And then he is facing Nelson Figueroa. And Figueroa turned 35 in May. And there's a base hit down the line for Ryan. And he's going to dig for 2 and be in there. One veteran doubling off another. We talk about the futures game and the prospects for the future. Here you've got a mixture of guys.
A couple of guys that got some cup of tea in the big leagues, taking a fastball middle way, getting on top of it and hitting the other way down the line.
Michael Ryan, 127 career major league games with the Twins back in the early part of this decade. Now Brian LaHare of the Tacoma Rainiers, the Mariners AAA affiliate. By the way, today is the 10-year anniversary of the opening of Safeco Field. July 15th, 1999. LaHare walked his first time up. Tying run on deck with 1 out here in the bottom of the 8th inning. Nelson Figueroa said he's not afraid to fall behind in the count. He's ahead in the count here, but he said when he falls behind, he likes to spin a 2-0 or 3-1 breaking ball in there. He says he gets a lot of outs that way.
Yes, it's like a get me over curveball or whatever you want to call a spin pitch that he did often. He's very confident in his pitches. And the fact that when you get behind 2-0, 3-1, hitters get geared up to really thinking they're getting the fastball. He takes a little bit off, and they tend to get themselves up.
Change up there. 2 balls and 2 strikes on Brian LaHare. I asked Figueroa, well, I've seen you pitch, but tell me what you throw. And he said, the kitchen sink.
Meaning
I
everything.
said, you mean everything? He says, yeah, I'll throw everything. Likes to throw the split. In fact, that might have been what he threw there to LaHare.
He meant everything he said to you, because I used to go to the mound with the Milwaukee Brewers when we played together.
And the breaking ball to strike out LaHare.
And he used that term. He said, I'm going to get him out with the kitchen sink. I said, all right, do your thing.
And they're 2 down here in the PCL half of the 8th inning.
Look at the movement on that pitch. Bearing down inside. No chance for the left-handed hitter LaHare to hit it.
Now you can think of a guy at 35 years old now, and why does he want to be here at the AAA All-Star game? But he says he loves it. He said it's the managers around the league recognizing that he's been consistent this year. He said it's not something he takes lightly.
He doesn't. I mean, he's serious about the craft. He loves the game. I mean, even when he wasn't pitching, Nelson Figueroa was the type of guy that was on that top step, cheering his teammates on, always wanted to throw the ball, whatever you needed. Needed him in the bullpen, relief help, spot starter, didn't matter. Nelson made himself available each and every night.
And now he's facing Eric Patterson, the Sacramento River Cats. And the runner at second and 2 down. Patterson's brother Corey was with the Cubs, made his major league debut as a highly touted first rounder back in 2000, and you were with the Cubs then too, and he had the weight of expectations on his shoulders.
I know, Rich, you're making me feel old. I got these ex-teammates and a brother here now and son here and everything. But you're right, Corey had a lot of pressure coming in Chicago as Eric Patterson, Corey Patterson's brother, and it was just a little too much for him. It came in with a lot of fanfare, and expectations were extremely high. And you know, in Chicago, if you don't produce right away, they can get on you. And it was just time for a change when they did decide to trade him.
Corey is still in baseball with the Nationals AAA Syracuse affiliate. Teammate of 3 of the players in the game tonight.
Now, his brother's an interesting story here. He's with the Oakland A's, who's a patient team, like patient hitters, believe in on-base percentage. Doesn't run much. They're station-to-station type of organization. However, Eric is a very aggressive hitter, a speedster that loves to steal bases, second in the PCL. And sometimes that can clash. This guy is made for the National League. He's made for the National League. But if he wants to stay at Oakland A's athletic, he have to change his approach a little bit.
Yeah,
and adjust to the system.
And he, like his brother, had been with the Cubs, but then left the organization in the middle of last year.
Had some outstanding years in the minor leagues for the Chicago Cubs as well. But of course, he was in the big trade for Rich Harden with Oakland.
And he strikes out on the off-speed pitch, and the side retired. We've played 8 complete here at PGE Park in downtown Portland, Oregon. 6-3, the IL leads.
Check out RedWingsBaseball.com for a wide selection of Rochester Red Wings caps, T-shirts, game-worn jerseys, and a replica jersey T-shirts featuring Red Wings legends Cal Ripken, Justin Morneau, Joe Mauer, and others. Order today at RedWingsBaseball.com.
Me? Find love on the internet? Skeptical.
Oh my gosh. Find your perfect place at Remax.com.
You had me at ding dong.
Where do you want to be?
All right. Where's the fire chief? All right, everybody out! Move, move, move! Relive every moment and every memory with your own piece of baseball history. The limited edition Rosenblatt Stadium replica. Plus, hats, tees, and more, only at ShopO'Royals.com.
Omaha Royals say, "Run rules."
Planning a trip? Make it the Lehigh Valley. It fits your budget with a wide range of affordable travel packages. It fits your interests with festivals, outdoor recreation, family attractions, and seasonal activities. And it fits your travel time. We're located an hour north of Philadelphia and less than 2 hours west of New York City. Call or visit us online today to request a free Lehigh Valley map and guide brochure. Lehigh Valley, Pennsylvania. It just fits.
With almost 10,000 players representing over 200 teams across North America, there's only one place to go for complete up-to-the-minute minor league coverage, MILB.com. At the official website of Minor League Baseball, you can watch hundreds of games live on MILB.tv, follow online with Game Day, and keep tabs on your team's top prospects with comprehensive statistics and analysis. And get your favorite team's official gear from the MILB.com online shop. Log on to MILB.com to learn more.
The International Leagues, the PCL League leads the PCL 6-3 going to the top half of the 9th inning here in the 22nd AAA All-Star Game. Sunday night is a special night of sports action on ESPN. First, it's Sunday Night Baseball. It starts at 6 Eastern, a special time. David Wright and the Mets take on Chipper Jones and the Braves. And you can see Atlanta is 6 out, the Mets 6.5 out as they begin the second half. And then afterwards, we'll have the 2009 ESPYs at 9 Eastern. Jeremy Hill of the Salt Lake Bees coming out of the Pacific Coast League bullpen. And Esteban Herman. And quickly across in time to retire Brent DeLugich.
Quick question, Rich. Did you get your invitation for the ESPYs?
I did not. You gonna work on that for me?
Well, no, actually, I wanted to make sure you was in the same boat I was in.
Oh. Here, I thought you can be working it for me. You haven't got one either?
No.
You might have to work that now.
I think so.
Oh, okay, that's why. Somebody has to stay back and man the fort. Here's Jorge Padilla, the International League leader in hitting, the Syracuse Chiefs, the Nationals AAA affiliate. Syracuse a long time the Blue Jays affiliate, but they switched affiliations this year, and Toronto went from having their affiliate so close in Syracuse to all the way across North America to Las Vegas.
And the scouting director of the Nationals is my high school buddy Dana Brown, doing a tremendous job over there, trying to get that organization on the right track with quality players in the minor leagues.
A long road, huh?
Yes.
Strasburg got help. And you can see Fernando Cabrera at work in the International League bullpen, along with Jim Miller. Cabrera of Pawtucket, Miller of Norfolk. Those are the last two pitchers for Rick Sweet and the IL squad. And a one-out base runner as Padilla draws the walk from Jeremy Hill. And now the Pacific Coast League manager Randy Reddy coming out. And he's going to take Hill out right here and get Jess Todd of the Memphis Redbirds into the game. Randy wanted to make the switch here in case there's a double play ball. He wants to make sure that Todd gets to pitch, so he's going to him with one out here in the top half of the ninth inning. So Jess Todd, the 10th and final pitcher for the Pacific Coast League in tonight's AAA All-Star game. PGE Park in Portland, home of the Portland Beavers, and you can see the Beavers have been in the league 94 years of the league's 107 years of existence. Then you have Sacramento, 63 years, Salt Lake, 55, and Tacoma. They had a team for a couple of years in the early 1900s, and then consecutively since 1960. The International League, meanwhile, has been in existence since 1884. Now in its 126th season. You can see Rochester has had a club for 121 of the league's 126 years. That is really something.
Yes, indeed.
That predates the American League by 16 years, 1885. Syracuse also since 1885, on and off. Buffalo, on and off since 1886, and a lot of history in both of these leagues. The 2009 Cricket Wireless AAA All-Star Game, and it's been a great week. We started off with a fan fest on Saturday here. Dale Murphy spoke. Scott Brocious, who is a college coach nearby here for Linfield College, and he came out and spoke. It was a great event. Then the Home Run Derby on Wednesday, and the game tonight.
It's two great names.
On Monday for the Home Run Derby.
Being a part of the fan fest, Dale Murphy, an awesome guy, probably one of the best guys you'll ever meet.
Really a class individual, no question about it. As down to earth as can be. Here's Jess Todd. Todd, this is his first full year in the bullpen, and he leads the PCL with 21 saves. Sometimes guys move from a starter to the bullpen, and they really start to flourish. Padilla goes. Munson's throw is not in time. And Jorge Padilla stays on the base.
Tremendous jump. First move, got it, read his key very well. Was able to steal it easily. Almost came off the bat.
Very close. Now you were with the Dodgers when Eric Gagne made his major league debut as a struggling starter. obviously went on to incredible success as a relief pitcher. Jess Todd trying to do the same thing. Sometimes pitchers can focus there because a guy who might need 3 or 4 pitches as a starter, you might just need that fastball and slider as a relief pitcher.
And that out pitch, and when you think about it, the fastball as a reliever coming in 1 inning, closing most of the time, you can throw 95, 96. However, you're a starter, your fastball may come down, tail down to about 90, 91 after you go like 3 or 4 or 5 innings. So you might be more effective in that 1 inning, therefore get in a role in a situation that benefits your skills.
That's what you were talking about a little bit earlier with Jabba Chamberlain.
Jabba Chamberlain's a guy that has great stuff. However, as a starter, his fastball is more like 91. As a 1 inning reliever, he's throwing 95 with that curveball that we call nasty.
Guys, Jess Todd really in the bullpen because of 1 pitch, is that slider. He struck out 16 guys in a college game when he was at Arkansas against South Carolina. It was all with the slider, and the slider's supposed to play up, so he's going to be a short reliever in the big leagues, and that slider's going to be the pitch that plays.
And he also has a cutter, and that's what he uses to induce Justin Huber to ground out to short. We go to the bottom half of the 9th inning, 6-3, International League.
What can you do when you have a rich, unique blend of culture, cuisine, and climate all in one amazing place? You can do it all.
To plan your trip to Albuquerque, visit itsatrip.org.
Home is a stubborn optimist. Home sees light at the end of the hallway. Home knows the importance of responsible lending. We do too. Because it's time for something simpler, something clearer, something that helps you be a successful homeowner. Feeling confident that you've chosen the home loan that's right for you. Starting now, Home has a new address.
Finest leather boots are at Big Phil's Boot Shop.
Try Chick-fil-A's new hand-spun peach milkshake, available only for a limited time.
Bottom half of the 9th inning, the International League leads the Pacific Coast League 6-3 in the 22nd AAA All-Star Game. A beautiful summer day here in Portland, and it is still quite warm out here. Jim Miller of the Norfolk Tides, the Orioles AAA affiliate, coming out of the bullpen. Another 16 saves with Norfolk. Spent the full year with the Tides and facing Chad Huffman. The hometown crowd enjoying this. Huffman of the Portland Beavers. The International League pitching staff. And Miller is the 9th pitcher. They have struck out 13 PCL hitters tonight, tying a AAA All-Star Game record.
Definitely, International League is known for its great pitching, and it was true to form tonight.
Fernando Cabrera of Pawtucket is out in the bullpen, and it's likely we'll see him as well here in the bottom half of the 9th inning. Last year, the Pacific Coast League trailed at 2-0 in Louisville, going to the top of the 9th, and they scored 6 runs. Hoping for a 9th inning outburst here with the hometown guy, Chad Huffman of the Portland Beavers, starting matters off. Struck out looking on a Dale Thayer fastball on the outside corner his first time up. And he rakes one down into the left field corner. Huffman off and running and digging for 2, and Jordan Brown gets it back in, and a leadoff double for the PCL here in the bottom half of the 9th inning. And this crowd is 16,637 coming alive.
First batter in an inning trying to start a rally is the key to the whole success, of course, in Huffman getting a double to get things started.
That's a big moment for Huffman, win or lose. Getting the double in front of the big crowd. We're 9,200 here for the home run derby on Monday, and he seemed to feed off that emotion to win the home run derby.
Yes, and one of the spectators here tonight is the GM of the San Diego Padres, Kevin Towers, watching his farmhand player.
And the Padres have had a lot of call-ups because of injury this year. Brian Giles in the DL, Cliff Floyd hurt, Scott Hairston got hurt and then traded. Kyle Blank's in the big leagues, Will Venable in the big leagues.
Chad just waiting in the wings for his opportunity as well, huh?
And you'd have to think he's going to get it at some point here.
Keep swinging a bat like that.
And just turned 24 years old. And Munson almost hit by that pitch from Jim Miller.
Take one for the team.
Yeah, you could see he was kind of turning into it a little bit. It's a veteran move right there. Tying run on deck. Need one more base runner to have a shot. And that's to right. And Jorge Padilla has plenty of room. Huffman tags. Padilla's got a strong arm, and he two-hops the throw to Wes Timmons at third. And Huffman at third, but the PCL spins a precious out, trailing it by 3 here in the bottom of the 9th inning.
Just got under that pitch a little bit. Trying to hit it to probably the deepest part in the stadium.
Jim Miller from North Fort Myers High School, and he'll be coming out. The same high school that produced Mike Greenwell and Deion Sanders. And so Fernando Cabrera from the Pawtucket Red Sox will be coming in to try to close this one out. And with the tying run on deck, this will be a save situation for what that's worth. Fernando Cabrera. Cabrera was a late arrival here. He had some other commitments he had to tend to before coming across the country to Portland, Oregon. A little later on, after the season in September, the International League champion will face the Pacific Coast League champion in Oklahoma City in the Bricktown Showdown. And that'll be on ESPN2 at 7 p.m. Eastern. Tuesday, September 22nd. It's a one-game playoff. The PCL champion against the International League champion. And the IL champ has never won it. Tucson won it the first year in '06, the Pacific Coast League champion. Sacramento has won it the last 2 years. So the IL will be gunning for a measure of vengeance, and whoever their representative is.
And the winner of this game gets home field advantage.
That's right. Which
is the home team.
Yeah, it's the game's in Oklahoma City, so it's Pacific Coast League Ballpark, but the winning league will have its representative bat last in the game. And now Cabrera. We talk about the spotlight at the major league level. I don't think the spotlight on any team is as high as what you find in Pawtucket, with it being so close to Boston. They have the Boston media there all the time. The Paw Sox are constantly being written up in newspapers, in the hub, and it tests these guys before they even get there. And I think that's a good thing.
Very knowledgeable fans. Know exactly what you're doing, as well as they know the major league club, the Red Sox, and what those players are doing. So there's a lot of pressure, and you get used to it right away in the Boston area.
They had the 2004 AAA All-Star game in Pawtucket, and Andy Phillips came up in the bottom of the 10th inning and hit a 2-run home run for the International League to win it. And the thing was, he played for the Yankees affiliate. They say it's the only time a Yankee's ever been cheered in New England. Brendan Caton has homered and struck out twice. Tying run on deck with one down here in the bottom half of the 9th inning. Back to Cabrera, who makes sure to look Huffman back to third and almost overthrew Barbaro Canizares. And they're 2 down.
Fernando, a tough pitcher with a 1.17 ERA, 17 for 17 in save opportunities. Pitched in the World Baseball Classic, actually giving up the hit to David Wright when USA beat Puerto Rico in the World Baseball Classic. It was Fernando, but he didn't allow that to affect his performance this first half, doing a tremendous job and putting pressure on the Red Sox brass on what to do with tremendous pitching that they do have in Daniel Bard as well, another youngster, and the other young great pitchers, Clay Buchholz. That's a good, like I said, that's another good problem to have, an abundance of nice, strong, good arms.
And Buchholz was going to pitch in this game, but the Red Sox apparently are going to start him on Friday in the second game after the All-Star break. Now 1-1 to Esteban Herman. Well, our MVPs for the game, one from the International League and one for the Pacific Coast League. In the IL, there he is, Eric Kratz, the catcher for the International League team to start. He doubled, walked, and hit a 2-run home run. Now, boy.
I can see it on big hit with the flip of the bat on the home run.
Eric Kratz from the Pirates AAA Indianapolis Indians affiliate. And for the Pacific Coast League, it's Brendan Caton, who hit the solo home run back in the 3rd inning and who just grounded out back to the box here.
Guy that showed tremendous power, hitting it up to this next to the scoreboard up there.
And that's to right field, and Jorge Padilla on the track, and it is gone. Esteban Herman pulls the PCL back within a buck.
Showing tremendous pop, oppo, which is a hard feat to do.
Fernando Cabrera had given up just one home run in 38 in the 3rd innings. Now remember last year, with 2 outs in the 9th inning in Louisville, Chris Carter hit a 2-run home run to pull the International League to within 1. And that was the last run. The final score was 6-5. So now a 2-run home run by Esteban Herman with 2 outs pulls the PCL back to within 1.
Deja vu? Uh-oh. You calling it, Rich.
Was it Yogi said? Deja vu all over again? And here's Eric Young Jr. Isn't this fitting? 3 days ago, hit a home run in the Futures game. And a long ball here, though that's not really your boy's game, would tie it.
Right, he's a gap-to-gap hitter, but occasionally will show you some pop like he did in the Futures game.
And now the PCL down to their last strike. Boy, it would be fun to see him get on base and have the cat and mouse game. Cabrera's got a bit of a high leg kick, at least when he's working with nobody on base, to see if E.Y. Jr. could steal second. You're a fan here. You really got to be pulling for Eric Young Jr. to get on first base with that tying run. He leads all of professional baseball majors and minors with stolen bases. And he strikes out on the breaking ball from Fernando Cabrera, the hard slider. So the International League beats the Pacific Coast League in the 22nd annual AAA All-Star Game by the final score of 6-5. A great game tonight here at PGE Park.
Oh, it was an awesome game. Very exciting. Fans definitely had a great atmosphere and buzz around the whole time.
It's been a great night here in Portland, Oregon, and a great week for the Cricket Wireless AAA All-Star Game. And so, with Eric Young, John Manuel, and an entire ESPN team, I'm Rich Burke. The final score again tonight, the International League beats the Pacific Coast League by the final score of 6-5. This has been a presentation of ESPN, the worldwide leader in sports. Good night again from Portland, Oregon.
Welcome to Sanya, China for the Metrics World's Strongest Man Final. Hello once again, everyone. Todd Harris, along with three-time champion Bill Kazmaier. The first of 7 events to challenge the 10 best strength athletes on the planet is the Power Stairs.
This event will absolutely brutalize the body. The 507-pound weight is enormous, and each and every one of the 23 steps will put tremendous strain on the arms, back, legs, and for sure the grip.
We're ready for the first of 2 heats. This is Ravis Vidzis of Latvia. This is the first World's Strongest Man final for him. Next to him is Poland's Sebastian Venta, a relative novice, but has unbelievable potential. 40-year-old Mark Felix of Grenada is the oldest man in this year's final. Estonian Tarmo Mint finished 6th overall in 2005, and he has to be